Greetings and welcome to So You Think You Can Quest. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, and this is just a quick introduction to the second episode of the open beta development process. In this episode, you will see the 4 contestants return from the first episode and run into a variety of complications that end up setting them back in their attempt to reach the cash prize that awaits them at the center of Hope's Rise. They will, by the end of this episode, be able to reach second level, however, and will start on the next episode at that much more of a survivable position on their approach to the fountain that holds their prize. Thank you very much for watching, and this is just a quick shout out to all of our patrons, fans, and friends of the show that are making this possible, as well as David Horst at DVH Designs, the lapidary who's responsible for cutting all of the unique prizes that I'm giving away on the dailies. And also a reminder that yet another $50 plus stone has been awarded as a daily prize to one of the contestants at the end. You'll have to stay tuned to find out who it is that wins it and why exactly I decide to give it away. But until then, in the meantime, enjoy some quality Dungeons & Dragons, and remember that if you'd like to play and join our contestants in future episodes, all you have to do is click on the application link below this video, and you too can sign up to both have a chance to win cash prizes, precious stones, and help raise money for rotating monthly charities. Thank you very much, and enjoy. Welcome to So You Think You Can Quest. We are joining our players now after only the first episode, and it seems 4 random encounter rolls that they were capable of besting. These encounter rolls on the journey towards Hope's Rise began from the eastern approach on the Mist Bridge, a stone structure some thousands of feet long as well as hundreds of feet high, suspended above the valley floor. Named for the obscuring mists that swirl about it and the constant presence of the drakes that dwell in the cliff sides and make their homes amidst said mists. That's a tongue twister for you. The Mist Bridge provided them with only a meager challenge in the form of what seemed to be a lost child, having been cursed with a pair of unfortunately magical glasses. After sorting out exactly what it was that child had succumbed to and offering to escort him back to his parents, the group set off again to find a safe route towards Hope's Rise, only to be waylaid by what seems a raiding band of orcs. With quick use of some illusionary magic and also by just outright fleeing at the first sign of danger, our party was able to escape with only having to kill one of them and managing to get yet another one to flee before it was able to do any further damage. The child, still being safe, was then further escorted along the southern road of the eastern approach, which I will zoom the stream in so everyone can see exactly what I'm talking about. And it was then here, I believe, that, actually it was right here, that the party succumbed to the presence of a swarm of vampire bats at sunset. I'm gonna see if I can get this Discord adjusted. It's bothering the hell out of me. Okay, there we go. For some reason it swapped Carbon and Nenton again. Alright, that's fine. Alright. It was after defeating the vampire bats that our party was able to find shelter by the guard post and wall used to keep out such previously encountered orcish raiding parties and monstrosities of the wild. Having taken shelter amongst the camp and found the child's parents and being rewarded with some healing potions and a small bottle of liquor, the party rested, only to, in the middle of the night, be awoken by a massive maelstrom of energy that seemed to be fountaining forth from some spellcaster or creature of some kind, according to the gnomish wizard's ability to read this magic's aura. It began to decimate the very rock bridge upon which both the party and so many other innocent travelers were perched. Piece by piece, boulders began to fall away, crashing into the valley floor below, and leaving yet a thinner sliver of land left that soon began to fracture in front of them. The gnomish wizard, panicking and trying to do something, began to try and freeze the earth and remained at the front line / the back of the crowd until everyone was safely through, and at the very last moment, thanks to a natural 20 perception check, was capable of spotting what seemed to be the negative energy space of 9 distinct silhouettes inhabiting the eye of this massive maelstrom of energy that was destroying the landscape. In their center, one of them towered over the others as a colossus, giant in stature. Though not entirely humanoid in its outline, it seemed to bear appendages or shapes, perhaps horns or tentacles emerging from its shoulders and side and head. Some otherworldly or strange creature indeed. It was at this point that Nenton was forced to flee, moving through the gates with the rest of his companions as they were able to safely steward those people inside. It was thanks to Tauka, the cleric, as well as Carbon the fighter, who even managed to convince the guards to open the gate in the first place to these villagers who were in such desperate plight. While in the middle of this panicked crowd, of course, our thief, Ressa Havoc, was able to swipe, I believe, 2 coin purses, a value which has yet to be determined, and I'm sure we will do shortly at the beginning of this game. It's worth noting that Nenton the Wizard was the first one to win a daily prize for So You Think You Can Quest, and for his victory, he chose the piece of purpurite on a black cotton bolo cord. That is in the mail, Nenton, and you should be seeing it on Friday. For those who are watching, it's also important to remember that right now, 15% minimum of all revenue generated by this channel over the course of the next 2 months is going directly to the Extra Life Charitable Foundation, at which point we will also probably continue to either considering raising money for this foundation yet further still, or moving on to another community charity that needs our help. If you are interested in donating to Children's Miracle Network hospitals, I recommend cut out the middleman. Go directly from here to extralife.com and make a donation and help a child in need today. In the meantime, if you'd like to hang out, watch some high-quality questing, and see exactly what our adventurers are capable of, and maybe, if you want to, join the adventure and be capable of winning some cash prizes, then let's get into this. And rejoin our heroes on their journey towards the center of town at behest of the mysterious Guild of Mazes. Alright, if I don't adjust these name tags right now, it's going to kill me. But I think this is going to work.
Yeah, this may be a problem in future games if you have to swap players in and out mid-game. Though I guess it's not. It doesn't look like it's too hard to flip around.
It's fairly easy. It's just a matter of making sure that the Discord isn't constantly shuffling around. There we go, and we're off. It is more or less the middle of the morning, about 3 or 4 a.m. when all of the chaos finally subsides, and all of you find yourselves safely on the other side of the guard's gate. Party, what would you like to do?
What seems to be happening with the people around? Or is everyone still running for the hills, or are they resetting up camp on this side?
Now that everyone is through the actual gate itself and in a state of relative safety, as it seems that the land bridge, while the center of it has collapsed into the valley below, is holding underneath their current position. While I'm discussing this, I'm going to go ahead and make sure to get that section of the valley marked off. But where do you guys want to head from here? What is your course of action?
I have a question, actually.
Yeah, what's going on?
Have we had enough time for a long rest? I highly doubt it, right?
You have not had enough time to accomplish a long rest, only a short rest.
Gotcha. Would the party be okay with resuming resuming the rest now that there is relative safety?
Yes,
I agree with that.
get our spells back for sure.
Because I am out of spell slots and out of hit dice.
Are we? Were we awake for longer than an hour, or will we have to make another encounter roll?
You will not have to make another encounter roll, and you were not awake for more than an hour, fortunately, assuming that all of you are immediately going back to sleep.
Yeah, for the sake of the spellcasters, we should.
Yeah, once I'm back in my tent or sleeping bag or whatever, I'll check what's in the coin purses. But
Although
otherwise,
we didn't even have enough time to like get properly awake. Sad.
I mean, when there's a cataclysmic eldritch storm happening, you wake up fast.
I don't know, man. I once slept for an earthquake, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right. I'm going to use a simple demarcation right now with these red lines. And
I will say though, I will make a point of giving Reza one of the healing potions.
Okay.
Oh, I grabbed. Yeah, I thought I grabbed one before, but yeah, if someone else wants the other, I figured it'd be good for the rogue to have one of them.
That's probably for the best.
Especially at level once we hit level 2, you're gonna be able to sweep around the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay. Ressa, you are now that much more survivable thanks to that healing potion. Everyone's resting, and then I imagine you're all just making small camp near the side of the road, along with some of the otherwise rather panicked people who, much like you, are still in the middle of the night and at least trying to catch some semblance of sleep and sort this out in the morning.
Yes.
Okay. If that's the case, then your encounter roll, having already been done for the evening, is going to see you to the morning without further disturbance. Awaking in Hope's Rise, you find the morning to be, even at this time in spring, rather bleak as the sun has a hard time getting through the thick rays of fog around you. Everything seems to have a gray pallor to it, and is darker in tone for it. The grass, the trees, the earth, the houses among them, all seem to be a darker shade than landscapes elsewhere that you've seen, as if the sun itself is purposefully avoiding this remote burg. Now, you, given the time that you went to sleep, would be accomplishing a long rest and realistically also just be able to get up and get all of your things together at about 7, 8 in the morning.
All right, quick meal before hitting the road again. Will we be traveling with others that are traveling at this point then, or are people sticking around?
At this point, a lot of people are beginning to break and move about and disperse into the various places that they were intending to end up in last night had they not been on the other side of that guard post. So you're seeing those who have more mobile camps begin to move out. You're also seeing a lot of people, though, are beginning to remain because of the fact that they have yet to basically go back through and sort out all of the things that may have gotten left behind or torn down in the previous night's scramble. As you may remember, there was almost a stampede were it not for the adventurers' ability to kind of calm the crowds and direct people, as well as the fact that many were unable to carry the load of all of their physical possessions. So some are remaining simply to go back through their ruined campsites and try and find the things that they thought that they would have to otherwise throw away, lest they perish in a fall from several hundred feet into the valley below.
So you guys want to press on?
Yeah, we
Or,
gotta.
I mean, unless the rogue wants to go loot the wreckage back there.
No, the wreckage back there is going to have people looking at it very closely.
I believe we should perhaps keep moving. I think most of us have a task to complete.
Yeah, we're not really very far from the center of town, all things considered.
As long as nothing slows us down terribly, we should be able to get there before midnight.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. Who wants to make the first encounter roll?
When we are on the road, once we're like, if we're not traveling with others, once we're like out of sight of everyone else, I'm going to check what's in the coin purses I got.
Yep. I'm whispering it to you right now.
Shall we get my bad luck out of the way and let me roll?
Go. I hate rolling personally, so I don't know why, but I prefer not to. I don't like responsibility.
You're playing the wrong game then.
So close to being nice.
I mean, I like rolling d20s. D100 just make me a little sweaty. Only because my companions' lives could depend on it.
Sure, you just don't want to be the one who has to take the blame. But you also have to consider it from a more positive standpoint, that you might be the one who rolls the natural 100, and everyone might have their success to pin on you. Hold on. Having rolled now on my proprietary encounter system, I'm going to consult the Black Book of Death and see exactly what it is that our players have gotten themselves into.
By the way, is it okay if I input the cleric spell so I can easily swap them out every long rest?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. Okay. Your band of merry adventurers is capable of making it to just about here, just shy of the crossroads. When you encounter something on the road that gives you pause, it seems that amidst the otherwise sleepy farmlands to your south and to your north at this time of day, that in this particular stretch of country road, as you walk forward and the fog in front of you affords you no more than 40-50 feet of visibility, it is clear that you spy blood upon the cobblestones in front of you. You do not hear any signs of battle or a struggle of any kind, no screams of terror, no feet rapidly pounding on the stones in the distance. But yet still you know the sight of fresh blood as a seasoned adventurer, and it is still yet trickling down between the cobblestones as if freshly spilled. You look around to see immediately there is no one yet in this vicinity, as it seems the farmers of these fields are either busy with work inside of their own houses this morning or have decided to sleep in. There are the silhouettes of those moving in the far, far distance, but there's no way that they could be accountable for this bloodshed and also so far away.
Well, we know it isn't rodent blood because the GM didn't tell us it was.
Yeah, I am an expert in rolling blood, apparently. So the way it's trickling, it's almost like the source of the blood is still there.
It's almost like the blood was spilled and now it, like water moving downhill, it's yet to find its final resting place as it's moving through kind of the concrete mixture of loose stone and gravel. And so, thanks to the road that you're on being slanted slightly, this could be moving several feet or perhaps from a much larger pool of blood further up the hill. But it seems as if whatever caused this blood to be spilled must be fresh, as again, it has yet to find itself in neutral ground.
Want to just scream out, "Hey, whose blood is this?"
If you feel like it, sure.
I would recommend against it, but yeah, I'm not gonna stop you.
No, I'm not going to. I was testing the water.
Can I tell how far off into the distance does the blood trail go?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That would be a 23.
23. With a 23 perception check, you are capable of telling how far the blood is likely going to go as you can peer into the fog, and you can see it as kind of a dark stain against the otherwise kind of lighter gray gravel in front of you. And it looks like there at the top of the hill in front of you is likely where it's coming from. And judging by the trail that it's leaving, a shudder goes down your spine as you imagine that it is likely either one or multiple victims to produce this much carnage.
Whatever happened here, we better be careful because this much blood needs something very big or a lot of people.
Should we just move along?
I mean, that would be the safest bet, but
And we
I
could
think-
go. We could go off the road and see if we can avoid the swords, but I don't see any other way to get through the town.
I mean, we could just follow the trail and see where it leads us. Maybe the rogue could do it because he could do it a little more stealthily than us.
Yeah, I mean, we could just continue up the road.
Then would you be okay with Then would you be okay with scouting ahead, Reza?
Sure, I'll sneak down low and try to I'll use the fog to my advantage.
She
Okay.
makes a after you motion.
Now, was it possible for us to lose each other in this fog? Should we have some kind of rope maybe tied between us so we don't get separated? I don't know how thick the fog is.
The
said
fog
it was
is
like
not
40 feet.
necessarily that thick, but after about 60, 70 feet, it becomes almost impossible to tell who someone is other than just, kind of a vague silhouette. And as well, in the distance, it's easy to mistake things like shrubs and sort of like large rocks for what might be people or livestock, as the mists swirling around kind of give things a motion that they wouldn't otherwise normally have.
How long would the hempen rope in my inventory be?
The hempen rope comes in 30-foot increments unless otherwise specified.
Okay, well, I'll let's tie this rope between us, and I'll follow behind at 30 feet behind you.
Well, maybe just hold the rope so you're not,
Right.
up to each other when combat breaks out.
Good point. Yeah, let's hold the rope each.
Okay. So you're going to proceed ahead holding the rope. Is that the plan? With Ressa.
Oh, I'm scouting ahead while they play with the rope.
Okay, Ressa, how far ahead of the group are you going to try and get?
Maybe like 50 feet, so I'm like at the edge of their vision.
Okay, got it.
Does having dark vision help me with seeing into the fog?
The dark vision does aid you seeing into the fog, and so you have more clarity at about that like 60, 70 foot mark where you can still sort of see someone and their distinguishing features as who they are definitively. But unfortunately, because of the fact that the way that dark vision both works mechanically and is also in this world, unless you're in 100% darkness, it kind of doesn't really give you the greatest benefit because it is also in black and white, which causes there to be sort of a bad overlap with this fog.
All right,
Now,
gotcha.
from there, if everyone's going to proceed forward, Ressa, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh, okay. Even worse. All right.
Okay. Wow. Oh, that is our first
one.
natural one of the game. For those of you who haven't played with me before, which is, of course, I think everyone but Eric, all natural ones in this game are accompanied by a roll on a secondary table for variance. Some of them go from completely benign and harmless, and there is no additional effects, to some of them can be quite severe in their penalty, depending on the situation and exactly what has happened. Ressa, with that, you are so concerned with remaining quiet, given the fact that you are about to likely creep up on a scene of some great danger, that you find yourself moving a little bit faster than you would otherwise. The adrenaline pumping in your brain, in your veins, and also in your brain, I guess, is going to move you faster across the landscape than you might have reasonably wanted to. And you turn around to find that your companions are still muddling with the rope and just about to head out, meaning that they are almost invisible to you in the distance, which is going to be unfortunate as you begin to hear a rather distinct, sort of wet, slithering sound emerge from the fog in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and transition everyone over to a map really quick. I'm just going to double check, make sure all of the settings are as they should be. And I'm going to throw some tokens down here. Ressa, let's make sure that you've got some vision. You can see for about there we go. Ressa, you are the first one on the map, so I'm not going to drop any other tokens down yet for you because your friends are behind you. And if you want to join me over here. Oh, it looks like the stream has not caught back up for a second. One moment.
I don't have the map on my screen either, on my
That's
Roll20
strange.
Still
screen.
on the world map, yeah.
I moved everyone. Let me double check.
I'm still on the world map, yeah.
Same here.
Huh.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay, I just
something
I
changed.
cycled it. Did that?
Oh, something's happening.
I see.
There we go, I'm
black
somewhere.
square.
Okay. Do you see your character token?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
There's
right.
a lot of blood and some bodies.
I'm not seeing anything right now.
It's top right corner, and I don't think you guys are on the map.
Yeah, you guys are not on the map. One moment, though. I will adjust this. I believe if I... add my GM account to this, it should... There we go. Okay, yeah. Now, if you guys are watching the stream, you'll be able to see what Ressa's seeing. There we go. So, Ressa, being further ahead and coming across this scene of carnage as you crest this hill, what are you going to do?
You said I heard some kind of slithering noise.
Yes.
I'm going to step back a few steps
Okay.
and be ready to run if something comes at me, because I saw that my party is fiddling around back there.
Rest of the part. So, are you just going to wait then? Is that the plan?
Yes, and if anything comes at me, I'm going to run back.
Got it.
Otherwise, I'll stay quiet and wait for the others to arrive.
Go ahead then. And based on how that's going to work out, give me a dexterity saving throw.
There's the good roll.
19. All right, you are able to deftly position yourself and spring to the side as you hear the slithering noise get closer towards you, and you look over in time to see the figure of what looks to be a hunched over humanoid emerging from the brush underneath the tree to the north of you. And it lunges past you in this incredibly supple and sort of very agile way. Both of its hands forward before it in the air, and then as its body moves past you, it rolls and then kips up and disappears again into the fog to the south of you. This creature moving fast, you were only able to see in for a second that it was likely not of the human, dwarven, elven, or other common civilized race variety, and there seemed to be long talons at the end of its hands, and blood streaking from its face. There was a bestial sort of expression that it had, but you were only able to see it but for a moment.
I will, after dodging the attack and it darting past me, I will dash back towards the party and holler, "Monster! Fight! Be ready to fight!"
Okay.
All right, and with that, I believe
That will
Tauka is going
be
to rush in.
an initiative from everyone. I'm also going to throw tokens down with it have vision really quick. One moment.
Do you want me to move back a little bit so that the people that are just coming in are closer to the edge?
No, yeah, if you guys want to just start basically on the edge of this map, I imagine that will suit just fine.
Is there still the weird thing where you click your token before you roll initiative, or is that over?
That is just how Roll20 does its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
always have to do that.
whatever token you have selected, that's going to it's going to apply your initiative roll to that token.
There we go. Then Tauka, I'm going to make sure to give you a little extra sight in this fog.
Hey,
And
I believe I have dark vision as well. I do.
you have dark vision as well? Then I will make sure to also adjust your dark vision.
what's the point? Humans suck.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that someone doesn't have dark vision. Humans, halflings, dragonborn. And then it-
Dragonborns don't? Wow, okay.
Yeah, that one no
Yeah,
one
Dragonborn is silly.
understands.
Base Dragonborn, yeah. The new ones from Wildmount, they do.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
well, there you
they
go.
wild them out, even critical roll, new to fix it.
What do humans even get? A bonus base stat or something?
Yeah, they get
They-
raw
they get
humans get +1
plus one
everything. And a variant get +1 to 2, a skill, and a feat. And they're the only race that gets a feat.
which immediately a feat level 1 is pretty strong.
Oh, I don't have a feat though.
Well, you're probably base human.
Yes.
Yep.
which means plus one
You're
everywhere.
correct. You're correct. You have 2.
You as if you're talking about carbon,
Yeah.
I'm just using the first level feat for stat improvements.
Ah. He does have pretty high base stats.
Yeah.
Nice and a lot of charisma.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't.
A lot of charisma and intelligence. A lot of
Carbon had
everything, really.
pretty high stats. That aside, I'm looking at everyone except Tauka. If you want to make sure to get your initiative in there.
Might as well not have rolled.
Excellent. So, first is going to be Nenton. You are still, for the moment, unaware of your enemies and what exactly position in the both environment and initiative order they have. But Nenton, you are leading this. So, as you see, your companion Ressa is ahead of you in the fog looking around, while your other companions are slightly to the north of you. How do you want to treat this situation?
I think I'm going to hang back by everyone else just to make sure we're not singled out.
Okay.
But otherwise, I don't really have much to do.
Noted. If that's how you're going to use your turn, then we can move on to Ressa real quick.
But before can I make a perception check to see if I see anything?
Absolutely. $17. With that, you are going to be able to spot to the south. I'm going to find a good... Yeah, that'll do. Finding a token. Much into the position that had just died... Well, in the position that had just dived past Ressa moments ago trying to swipe at her. You see what looks to be a rather gruesome sight as emerging from the fog is a gaunt and emaciated human figure, their skin tight across their bones, and it seems that they are covered in blood, it emerging both from their mouth, where it seems their lips are missing and their teeth are evenly exposed across their face, as well as their hands, where the flesh is missing and all but bone remains.
So, to finish off my turn, I'm gonna poke at at Ressa's leg because I'm short and the point towards it. Nanton is very panicked from last night still.
Did you use your action though?
Well, perceiving it probably,
Yeah, I would assume.
unless you're like a
That
inquisitive.
perception I would consider to be a bonus action in this case.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh,
if you
okay.
would like to use an action, you're welcome to.
Yes, I would like to. I think I'm gonna start off casting a Ray of Frost, the
Okay.
classic.
Seems to be the Nenton special. 13 is not going to be enough, as with the swiping dive attack that they performed on your companion earlier, it seems like these things are preternaturally agile, and it manages to just skitter out of the way, at one point bending over onto all fours and moving like an animal across the uneven ground.
And yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. Nenton, having spotted at least one of your assailants for the moment, we go on to Ressa. Ressa, what are you
Okay.
doing?
moving back behind others so I don't get hit.
Okay.
Ready in action to fire my short bow on one of these, on this or one of the guys when I'm able to get my sneak attack. So when they are threatening, or when one of the others is threatening them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll.
Oh, it's a ready to action, so it's not.
Oh, sorry, ready. My bad.
I mean, if you'll give me the sneak attack, I'll take it.
No. I was doing too many things at the same time there. So, with that, we go on to then at least the first of your assailants, who is going to begin charging forward through the fog. Nenton being the closest one, as everyone has decided to put the wizard between.
Only the wizard decided that.
Oh, and the rogue. The rogue decided that.
Yeah, I'm just a squishy, just about.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't get to act, so.
Unfortunately,
Nenton,
we already know 13 misses.
you are lucky, apparently, in that its first attack, not necessarily having the right gauge of your size and quickness, goes a little too loose, and as it tries to stab at you with its splintered bone claws, you are able to scramble backwards, kind of batting its hands out of the way. And it kind of looks confused for a moment, not understanding why it's having such a hard time overcoming what it perceives to be likely a child. That is that creature's turn. And then we go on to one of the other ones lurking yet in the mist.
Oh.
Yeah, figures.
And that one is emerging now from the north. Having heard the scuffle and attack of its brother, it is going to begin after that, and with the dash. It is actually not going to be able to make it to Tauka. It is going to be just shy of being able to attack, but
It's threatening them though, right?
it has to use its dash. And it is threatening, yes. Let me make sure that that is in the right position. I'll get their turns up on the initiative tracker. So,
Question: are these large creatures, or is that just the size of the token?
that is just the size of the token for the sake of the stream, because the otherwise they're a little hard to see.
Okay.
So they are medium.
They are medium, yes.
Okay, that's slightly less scary.
All right, just reorganizing the initiative column there. Then we go to Carbon. Carbon, it is your turn.
All right. I suppose I will flank around. Do I need to get all the way behind the token? Because the token's 4 squares, and it's only a medium thing. So is that just treated as true?
Yeah, because it's only a medium thing, you can basically, yeah, you can occupy that square.
Okay, so I only use 2 feet of movement. I guess it doesn't make a difference.
One moment. I think I will just pop some kind of border on that in the future. One moment. Go ahead and make your attack if you want to. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it large size. Nicely done. Moving in with the 2 short swords. And using your flanking, you are able to overcome the creature's rather high AC. And the swords, though, you find as they dig into this creature's flesh are not necessarily the tool for this job, as it seems that these creatures, they're all but skin and bone, and the sword, as it digs underneath the skin, finds that the bones are hard like steel, and they do not crack and give like that of human or regular, more natural opponents. Instead, you find it's as if trying to cut through iron bars, and your hand almost loses your grip on the blade for a moment. You are able to do a decent amount of damage structurally to the creature, as you can see it is now missing a large section of its back ribs as well as a piece of its spine. But still, you are sure that whatever it is that is animating these things has also given them strength beyond what they would have possessed in life. Carbon, those are your 2 attacks. You've used some of your movement. Is there anything else you'd like to do for this turn?
My 2 attacks for my standard and my bonus. No more movement. And freeze frame, shouldn't you get that with advantage since the creature's being flanked?
No, I already took my shot.
Didn't you take your shot once sneak attack was active, which is when it was flanked, or no?
No, it was once
Oh.
it was threatening someone else, or once someone was threatening it, I could get sneak attack.
Oh, I thought you...
And you can't normally get flank from range.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Action's over.
If that's you, Carbon, then we go to Tauka. Tauka?
Well, these guys seem like they have pretty good bonuses to dexterity, and they're probably using that for their attacks. So I'm gonna lower that down a bit. I'm gonna cast Bane.
All right.
So I'm gonna.
Your saving throw is 14 or 13?
13.
14. Okay. Then they both will fail.
Sorry, my saving throw is 13.
Oh, 13. They both fail. Still,
Nice.
regardless. They both
All
rolled
right, in that
pretty low.
case, until I lose concentration, or for 1 minute. And by the way, I believe there is more than enough blood for me to get a drop, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whenever the terrorist fails the saving throw, so they must strike a 1d4 from the number rolled for attacks or saving throws.
Yep. I've already selected the D4 aside that I will be using for that roll.
All right, and that will be my action. And since you did say the short sword didn't seem to be the weapon for the job, can I try to throw my mace at Carbon,
Okay.
like passing it to him?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check
All
to
right.
attempt to lob the mace in a way that he can easily grab a hold of its handle without breaking his stride.
All right, that's
You will easily be able to heft the mace, and with a single twist, it lands into Carbon's hand.
Oh, thank you. What's the stats?
It's the same as your short sword, but instead of piercing, it's bludgeoning.
And you have to use strength for it.
Okay.
You should actually just be able to grab it from the compendium if you want.
Yeah. Passing your mace off to your companion and successfully managing to summon Yonqua's blessing to otherwise disrupt the foul necrotic energy present in the 2 creatures in front of you, you are going to stand resolute and I guess pass it on to Nenton then if you don't have anything else.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, the gnomish wizard, still scrabbling to stay away from the claws of this horror that is trying to basically pull his staff from his hands and then pin him to the ground so that he might eat him. Nenton, what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna start off with a engage, and run right here.
Okay.
And as I'm running, I'm gonna mutter sorry to everyone else.
Better hope there's not a third one.
Yeah, but that's all I can do.
Oh, look at that undead T-Rex. You're right there.
All right.
I fought one of those. They're fun.
Disengaging and running from that enemy. Nenton, what are you doing?
I
you are going to then pass on your turn. Do you want to make a persuasion check to really try and sell the apology, or
Yeah.
Nenton is not that sorry? And from there, we pass on to Ressa. Ressa, what are you doing with your turn?
I'm going to move over here to flank. And sadly, I don't have an option when it comes to damage types, as all my weapons are piercing. I don't have an option when it comes to damage types. I'll grab my daggers and go for a sneaky stab. Oh, forgot to type hit advantage, but I didn't need it.
Don't think it matters your damage type at
Alright.
the moment.
That is going to be a resounding success, as you are able to get a good flank on this enemy with your experienced fighter companion pressing it from the other side. And what with it being distracted, sort of seeing Nenton flee, you step in as if a seasoned dance partner and begin using your knowledge of this creature's anatomy not to target its steel-like bones, but instead to try and slip the blade into the joints in between and try to otherwise dismember this creature. This goes fairly well, as you seem to be disabling it rather rapidly. And that damage is going to be recorded. It is not quite dead yet, as it has only taken... Yep, no, it still has a little bit of health left and is snarling, spitting blood, seemingly producing breath in its dead lungs with just the power and hatred that it feels for life itself. Ressa, that's your attack. A little bit of movement.
Yep, I still got my offhand dagger.
Okay.
Won't get sneak attack, but it's free damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Free damage indeed. 3 points. That is not going to be enough to tip it over the line into falling forward, but it will do a little bit of damage. So, Ressa, I see you shifting around then. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, just shifting around a bit so I don't get flanked in return.
The rogue is shifting. Okay. From there, we get to the first of the two sort of undead horrors turns, and one of them is going to try at this point to concern themselves with the rogue having just been done a fair amount of damage. Okay, it is not going to be able to hit you.
Thanks, Bane.
And other than that, it's going to remain where it's at, as it doesn't really have much else it can do. And then moving past its turn, going towards the one pressing Tauka. All right. It might hit. Yes, even with the Bane, its die roll is enough. Tauka, you are going to take... Whoa! Okay, Tauka, you're going to take 10 damage.
Oh my.
I am down.
Fuck.
That was max,
so they're no longer
if it makes you
Bane.
feel any better.
It really doesn't.
Well, we're almost done with this one.
Tauka, that's going to ask for the first death saving throw, please. As per So You Think You Can Quest's accelerated death rules.
Watch me roll after a 1.
Just don't nat 1.
Just don't nat 1, you'll be fine.
Nat 1, nat 1, nat 1. Oh.
That only gives you 2 fails, right? It doesn't instantly kill you.
No, yeah, just...
Right, but then he gets to roll again on his turn.
Right, which is coming up. So he could die very quickly.
He's fine. I can shove a healing potion down his throat.
Question. Are we doing Death Grinder mode?
Death Grinder in... What do you mean?
Sorry, I'm Mid Grinder mode, where the DC for death saves is up to 15.
No. I'm keeping it at 10 or up. Or above 10, rather. So... I would do 15 and up if it was like... If you also got to use your con save or something, but with it just being a flat, like, 25%, that seems rough. So, after that creature's turn, having reached forward and pulled Tauka in close, and then using one of its bony claws to just pull out the tendons in her throat, she steps back and begins immediately trying to staunch the wound and takes a knee on the gravel road, but you can see she is debilitated and will die soon without further aid. And from there we go to Carbon Metger. Carbon, what are you going to do?
Guess I'll try to finish this guy off. It'll do.
Probably.
Okay,
That
that
was
is going to
inquisitive.
hit.
Yeah.
Well, it's bludgeoning at least.
It is bludgeoning, so that is going to do full damage. As you see that now, as you hack at the creature, instead of your blade getting turned aside by its dense bone structure, now they just bend and break underneath the weight of the thwack, thwack of the mace.
That was clutch, Talca. Still up?
No, I'm not. I'm down. But
I know
The monster.
okay, sorry.
No, the monster is still up.
Sorry, I just remembered I'm an idiot. I could have given him disadvantage on the roll that took me.
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
Warning light, yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll use my
I
bonus
believe-
action.
I believe that's a death save from me.
Tauka? Yep.
No, I use my. I still have my bonus action.
Oh yeah. You're using your.
Oh, nice crit.
That is enough, even with its resistance to piercing, is going to be able to push it over the line, and you jam your short sword into the creature's chest, and not using it as intended, but instead grabbing the hilt and twisting it, just snapping all of the bones around it, and probably greatly blunting the edge of the blade. You cause the entire creature to shudder as its rib cage and then joints of its spinal column begin to collapse. It falls to the ground, clawing and snapping at you for a moment, but eventually the light fades from its eyes.
Okay, so it looks like we all have turns before this guy can move again. Would you guys prefer us to all kind of run away so he has to waste his turn, or should I get up there
Whoa.
so you can get flanking on your next turn?
Get up there because he'll probably just take the cleric and eat him if we run.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. Well, I know if you get some distance, but yeah, I'll go behind him, or because you need to be next to the cleric because you're the one with the healing potion. So I'll go to his northwest,
Yep.
and I can do that comfortably.
One moment. There we go. Just Xing him out, and I couldn't access the X. There we go. You are going to try and protect your companion,
Yes, I'm coming up behind the.
but without an attack to draw aggro. See how well that goes.
Right. Well, we still got the rogue and the whiz.
Sure. At the end of your turn, Tauka, it then passes on to...
I haven't rolled my death save actually.
I'm looking down at the wrong one. Oh, go for it. I'm getting like a half turn ahead of everyone here. Oof, that's 2 failures.
2? I thought you passed the last one.
Yeah, the last one was a 15.
Yeah, that's the first failure.
Jesus.
It's
Looking at the
1-1.
wrong numbers here.
You're looking another full round ahead now.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm scanning over between the 2 screens, and it's blurring. I'll try to get it right here in the future. So that is 1 save and 1 failure at this point. So Tauka's looking decent. Then, with that accomplished, unfortunately, that is the end of Tauka's turn. Nenton, you are up.
Okay. So I'm going to hold my ground and ready my action for firing a chromatic orb at him once everyone's zoned in on him. So after Ressa's turn.
Okay.
Okay. From there, if you're not moving, then that is going to be it. Ressa, you're up.
Okay. move up here. Remind me, is it going to be an action to feed the potion to the cleric?
Yes.
All right. Use item, potion of healing, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
All right, you're back up at 7.
That is 7 more than 0, so I'm perfectly happy with that.
All right. Now and then would your ready to action pop off then?
Yes. I'm going to use it with fire.
Okay.
Nice.
That is going to be successful.
Ooh, high.
What?
Nice.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Oh, fucking obliterated.
You don't need to worry about piercing with that.
All right. And that is. Yep. I was just making sure that there was no. Yeah, there's no save. There's no nothing.
It's an attack, yeah.
Yeah, it's just straight 20. That is going to do a tremendous amount of damage to this creature and is actually enough to obliterate it outright.
Nice
One
one
shot.
shot.
As your chromatic orb impacts with the creature's chest, the fire begins to ripple across it and consume it. You think for a moment that it won't be enough, but then at the last second, the fire seems to intensify, kicking into a second gear and starting to reduce the creature's bones to coal and ash. And soon it crumples.
Good work, everyone.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Is it over?
Yeah, you're all right. Come on. I'll help you up.
All right.
That's a will in it to them. And
I'm gonna take a look-see around the carnage over there.
Okay.
and she's also going to grab her mace back and also give the rogue a potion of healing.
Hey, thanks. I need another one of these.
Look, man, you're a designated offhand healer, okay?
Designated, not designated. Well, it doesn't quite work with designated
All right.
driver. Oh well.
You're going to take a look at these corpses, I believe.
Yeah. Nice nat 20.
Yeah, to see if I can find anything in the wreckage.
As you begin to investigate and sort of sift through what are clearly the bodies of a few dead farmers, Carbon, you with that nat 20, it's not a perception check, but it is enough. I will say that your general senses are open and keen at this moment as you're trying to get a sense of what has happened here, that you hear the approach of someone behind you in the fog.
Any you call out at all?
Nope.
Oh. Hello? Is it someone there?
In response to your inquiry, you see the hunched, staff-wielding figure emerge from a fog bank, and I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw. You
Fuck.
hear him say, "Now you'll have to take their place."
Nice roll.
All right, that is going to save likely your life, Carbon, as you are able to shirk off the what would be mind-affecting controls of this spellcaster. You see your friend Carbon get ensconced in what are sort of these shifting strands of arcane energy that weave about his armor and seep into his helmet for a moment, and you worry that your companion may have been compromised, but seeing him shudder and then shake it off and now bare his weapons towards the spellcaster who had moments ago tried to dominate his mind, you feel comfortable that your companion has yet managed to push away this evil intruder.
Can I rush up to him?
Yeah?
All right, I'm going to do that and cast inflict wounds.
Yeah, do we need to roll initiative,
Yeah,
or
I was
can I
gonna say
attack him?
that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Go
I was asking
ahead and
Yeah, immediately I was kind of fishing for a surprise round, but yeah.
yeah, with that,
Well, he
honestly,
surprised
with
us.
the casting of his effect to try and get Carbon to basically come hither, that's going to be the beginning of the new initiative order. So I'm going to quickly wipe all of this, and then
That was his surprise round, more or less.
Or was that his turn for this round?
that was his surprise round.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so that
man.
means that everyone is, going to have to roll for their actions at this point.
One day I will get to act.
One day. All
Yeah.
right. At least you managed to go before. Oh, no. Ooh, no, you managed to go before. What are we talking about? That's rough. Carbon, you are up first, though, as you see this bent old figure begin to move away now that you have sort of resisted their magic. I imagine, yes. In fact, yep, you're charging towards them.
I'm gonna. You guys, do you think I should try to grapple him, or should I just slash him?
Cut him. He doesn't have health, probably.
All right.
Snap his neck.
Okay. That 17 is not going to be enough.
Really?
What?
Shield.
He uses shield?
Yeah, I was just about to say, as your sword goes in for the kill, you see the magician quickly raise a hand from underneath a rather sort of mud-stained and moss-covered cloak, and instantly a rather sort of transparent pink and purple shield made out of scintillating energy deflects the blow, and you are not able to successfully hit him. Go ahead and make another attack if you like.
I can't grapple or anything as a bonus action, correct?
You cannot.
That does mean he's got pretty good dexterity too.
Is an 18 enough?
18 in this case is actually enough to hit.
Nice. Well, we figured out his normal AC is 12.
Not
Or his normal AC is 13.
13.
Yeah.
All right, that 4 piercing damage. You are going to be able to then dart to one side. The shield that he threw up in front of you is not large enough to keep you from then reaching around and then lancing him slightly as he then steps back looking down at the wound and he tisks and goes... All right, Carbon, after that... Those both of your attacks, most of your movement. Anything else for your turn?
That'll do.
Okay. From there, we go to Nenton. Nenton, what are you doing?
Well, first I'm going to run in at a little better of an angle. And I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Are you sure you're not a warlock?
You tell me.
Damn, we already know 17 won't hit.
And then yeah.
Maybe the rest of you should hold your action till after, because how
That's
long does shield
exactly what I
last?
was going to do.
I think it
Well,
lasts
It
one
lasts till
round.
the beginning of his next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you could definitely hold your action until he does
Right
something
now.
else.
I won't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to unless he casts shield when I attack him.
All right.
To end my turn, I'm going to say this necromancer is bad to the bone.
Noted. Nenton informs the rest of you that it seems you are fighting a truly worthy adversary. From there, it goes to Ressa.
Move around this way. Yeah. And ready in action to shoot this bad to the bone guy once his shield fades. which should be any second now.
Any second now. All right. Ressa, his turn starts, and sure enough, his shield fades.
Will he recast it?
Okay, with that 13, he is not going to recast it. He's going to chance this. Oof. And regret it substantially.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's a level 20 wizard, he's like what at 8-10 health at 20th level.
Oh man.
Well, more than 12. We know that much.
So that damage, and it being his turn now, this wizard is going to Misty Step and get the hell out of there.
Coward.
I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. It's going this way.
Yeah, he's GTFOing.
Man, it was a bad day to exchange guiding bolt for inflict wounds, huh?
Well, he's likely too far to see through the fog at this point.
Let me actually though, unfortunately that is not true.
Oh.
Carbon, you that's strange. Let me take a look at your radius, field distance. You, Carbon, can you not see him?
I have no idea. I can see him on my screen.
Oh, if you can see him, then nice.
If it's just like
Yep,
he just
that's it.
appears outside of my.
Yep. Because Misty Step is only 30 feet.
Oh, nice.
What's this wall here?
That wall is a waist-high stone wall. Exactly what for and what it demarks, you're not exactly sure, as through the fog, it is still pretty obscured, both what is around it and behind it.
Does he have cover on me from that wall?
He does have cover from you.
I see.
Good thing Sacred Flame ignores cover. Oh wait, we don't have any attacking cantrips. That's right. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Ray of Frost was a cantrip.
Well, I mean, our
Not
cleric.
me.
Oh.
All right, so
that
he's
is that wizard's turn.
running but not gone.
I feel like he's trying to
Wait,
trap
no,
us
I'm
into
sorry.
this
That's
wall.
only a bonus action. That is definitely not his turn.
Oh, that's why I was saying he was gone. I figured he was taking the 90 feet.
No. I've miscalculated on that. He is actually only getting far enough away so that Carbon, you can still you should be able to. Yep, he's just at the end of your vision, and he's deeper yet still into whatever this structure, sort of gated area is.
All right. Well, still got the cleric to go first, so.
All right, Tauka.
I will call out the Tauka. If I can call out the Tauka as a free action, spot him for Tauka.
I will go 50 feet. 30 feet forward first. I don't really got much. I don't really got much in the range.
Do you got like bless or anything?
I do. Think that are we going to take another long rest?
We're only one encounter from town.
Yeah. Well, just
yeah,
leave it
whatever.
for now and hope that we don't need it.
It's up to you. I'm gonna take a shot at him my next turn. I don't know if I want to pursue inside the graveyard, or if I want to just take a shot at him and hope he dies.
You know what? Same. I'm gonna use my crossbow.
Okay.
Fine, nice. Come on, crit.
Zoom this stream out so that everyone can actually see what you guys are aiming at. There we
So
go.
16.
16. Okay. At this point, he is going to recast shield, having not having that not go well for him last time, and having taken 8 points. He is not going to take a chance on this one.
All right, that's fair.
Well, you made him burn another slot.
Indeed, he's going through all of his first level spells. Tauka, that's some of your movement. That's your attack. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Oh, sorry. No, that's my action and that's my movement, so that's all I can do.
Okay, then we're back to top of the order with Carbon. Carbon, what are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna move up, so I'm not quite in the gate, but I can still have a clear shot at him.
All right.
So the wall's not obscuring my view of him, correct?
Yep, that is correct. And as you get within the boundaries of that area, you start to see more clearly that this gated area is definitely that of a very small cemetery.
All right, and I'm gonna train my crossbow and I'm gonna hold my action. This first sight of movement I see from him, I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
Movement, or that includes casting a spell that has a component I can recognize visually, etc. You know what I mean?
Yep. From there, if that's your turn, it goes to Nenton. Nenton, you're up.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a dash and run all the way to here, hold on, the wall over here and sort of take cover behind it. So if it's
Okay.
waist high for them, how high is it for me?
This is like you can just see over it. This is basically like right up to your eyeballs.
3/4 cover.
Okay, I'm gonna like crouch down then, just to be fully covered,
Okay.
and then that's it.
Nenton, you've got full cover. Then we go over to Ressa. Ressa, what are you doing?
I'm going to move up a bit, see if I can see him from here. I cannot. So then I will dash the rest of the way. And similar to our gnome, slide down. Crouch for cover on this.
Okay.
Welcome to Gears of War, D&D
Yeah, I was
edition.
gonna say anything else.
No, I don't have any bonus actions, or I'd hide. And yeah, he was too far away to shoot.
Wait, really? What's the range on your bow?
I couldn't see him.
Oh,
I think he was like 1 square out of my vision.
oh, you had to use dash that move, huh?
Yeah,
I see.
that's all I can do, sadly. So I'll take cover at the chest high wall for half cover.
Okay. Then it goes to his turn. He is going to look at you, Carbon, because you've got this crossbow trained upon him. And for a moment, he's just going to say, "Begone! Begone from here, lest my creatures feast on you."
Is that all he does this turn?
I was going to say, if you're not going to offer anything in response...
Or what do you want for... What are you trying to accomplish here?
You're going to ask him what he's trying to... What
Yeah, what are you doing?
what
Trying
are
to raise,
long-term
what are you doing? Raising
goals
his
in
head?
this situation?
Maybe it's for science. Maybe he wants to conquer the world. We don't know. We're
If
curious.
he's got a good reason, I'll leave him alone. But if he doesn't have a good reason for this, I'm not going to stand here and watch him do it.
Could we please wait until I break his hand so he can't cast spells?
Well, either way, this conversation takes more than 6 seconds, then he's going to stand there talking this around.
All right.
If he wants to waste his turn and make me waste my turn, that's fine.
if you aren't going to, with the idea of you calling back to the, do you have a good reason to be here? He is just going to say, "You have no right," and he is going to motion with both of his arms.
All right, so I get my shot now, right?
Yep, go for it.
Kill him. Get him.
Get him. Oh,
Oh man.
close,
Not even close.
but not quite. That is going to go wild. And that is going to give him time to, given his situation, the most sensible thing for him to do right now.
Better not be fireball.
That's a fireball.
And that's a TPK. Even if we make the save, that's going to kill us unless he rolls bottom damage.
Yeah, unless he rolls 8, we are all dead.
He is, in fact, going to let loose what is not just a regular fireball, but you see it coated in green energy, implying that he is drawing it from some sort of necrotic or undead energy font. And so this thing does not hit in fire damage, but instead it is going to hit as
So
necrotic damage.
So my one hope of being resistant to fire and good at dex is gone. So yeah, that's a TPK.
All right,
Yes.
hold on.
Look, we can still
Go
pass.
ahead and give me
I can
dexterity
roll-
saving throws, everyone. Should have just fled while you had the chance.
We just asked him what he was doing.
You
Then I
chased him into the graveyard.
We chased him to the graveyard.
Okay, he can still roll very low.
All right, 14, 20, 27.
Nope.
Okay,
We are all
so, I
dead.
mean, that's... I'll be damned. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... That's only a total of 17 damage.
The only person who failed to save is the only one with the health over like 11, right?
Right.
I survived.
17 cut down to half, that would be 9.
No, it's rounded down. It's 8.
I round up in this.
Oh, seriously? Well, then that's going to be the difference.
Is
Yeah,
that really the
If it wasn't
difference?
necrotic and it wasn't rounded up, I'd be okay, but I'm unconscious.
As am I.
So
Actually,
if it goes over my maximum health in negative hit points, or is it if it goes just to my negative health in negative hit points?
It just go. What all of the damage that goes over does not go into negative hit points. You just go to negative. So you're gonna.
No, right. I'm talking about the immediate death rules.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because he dealt 17 damage. I most probably failed with a 14,
yes.
and I had 7 hit points and a maximum of 10. So it would go to my
Yeah.
maximum.
So you will roll a
net-
death saving throw.
Okay, so I'm not immediately dead.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
But I think it's a party wipe still.
It's still a party wipe. If
Is-
it, like I said, if it didn't round up and if he hadn't changed it to necrotic, I would have survived that.
Or if
oh
I-
my god.
Or if I would have passed my reflex save. The one person with 13 health did not pass the reflex save, so.
Hopefully, this is the kind of necromancer that captures people to experiment on alive, and we have a prison break opportunity. Otherwise, yeah, that's a wipe.
For the record, there is still one healing potion on the
On
rogue,
me,
and I have one
But
more
we're
spell
all
slot.
unconscious. That doesn't help.
Is everyone unconscious?
Everyone
Yeah,
is unconscious.
That's a wipe.
That's a wipe.
so how would the full cover affect me though, or would I
It
still
just
get?
gives you a bonus to your save.
Okay.
Not from fireball because it goes around corners.
Also, the fireball, because of the distance, he was able to basically just lob it onto the other side of the fence. So all
Yes,
of
sir.
you were able
We are all
we're just right
good.
there.
That was some poor positioning, boys.
This is actually, it's interesting that you bring up the kidnapping thing. So,
Oh boy.
one moment. All of you are, or actually not all of you necessarily. 1 second.
We need to roll more death saves to see if we
I
survive.
need everyone here to. We'll just do a d6. Everyone roll a d6 into chat really quick. I'm gonna move us back onto the world map.
We can only roll 3s again. See?
We are only rolling.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh my god, we've got 4 3. All right. Everyone, turn off the third-party software and re-roll your d6s. As the last thing you hear is the crackling, screaming fire of this wizard's tortured magic that uses the very twisted nature of death and souls lost in the ether to do its rather terrible damage. Zooming in on where you guys were so I can grab that token. I'm zooming out on the map as a whole. So I'm looking at a 5, 3, 1.
You mean to reroll?
Yeah,
Yeah, he wants everyone to reroll.
yeah, because everyone rolled a 3. It's ridiculous.
And 19 stores are free.
All right, so with that, Carbon and then Carbon, Nenton, and just Carbon and Ressa are gonna wake up. Carbon and Ressa, you two are going to wake up sometime later. You are unsure how long it has been. You are badly wounded, and you are bound in a dark room. You can tell there is a dirt floor, and judging by the faint light coming in through the walls, you imagine that the substance of the sort of building around you is likely wood that has been mortared with some sort of earth, as there are faint cracks of light peeking in through between the small slits where the wood doesn't sit quite right atop itself. Meanwhile, then Tauka and Nenton, you two will not awake, as unfortunately that indicate those d6s were to find out who this wizard was going to use to replace his fallen undead, and that means that it looks like you two have made the sacrifice. So you are
At least one of them is going to be small.
yeah. And so at this point, 2 of you have perished, and that means that because we do not have any other people currently in the player roster who are competing for a position right now, you'll be able to come back rather immediately as player characters.
Woo, free lives!
So, yeah, for the moment, free lives. So that frees up the wizard and the cleric role. Are you two interested in keeping the same classes, or do you want to switch it up?
Would you like to switch?
It's really up to you. I'm down with wizard if you're down with cleric.
You know what? I could use the practice as a wizard because I am going to be playing that in a future campaign. So
Okay, I can switch with you.
yeah, let's switch it up.
All right. Then we'll start with you, Nenton. Go ahead and roll 1 through 10. 7. Okay. I'm going to then hand over Nenton. You are no more. And now you arise, Kelifin Silwain.
Well, Nenton still is. He's just a skeleton
Sorry,
monster.
I handed that to the wrong player.
Well, if you look
A
at
very
it that
small
way,
skeleton monster.
if you look at it that way, no, everyone still exists.
There's a Nenton inside all of us.
There is. I mean, or if you subscribe to that time is a flat circle idea, that Nenton never stopped existing.
I did just watch Detective Season 1 the other day.
Oh man, yeah, then you're on that all day.
I'm more of a timey-wimey sphere, a theory guy.
Sure. All right. Clerics assigned. I'm going to make sure to adjust the stream real quick to reflect that.
But we still have to deal the rogue and the wizard, or the rogue and the fighter still have to deal with whatever's in front of them. We can't just, ritual summon some new guild members into this.
We can't ritual summon anything because we don't have any casters.
They could, however, ritual summon you to wherever they are.
Oh.
Boy, on the other side of the giant hole.
No, I don't know. I don't know if Collins explained the teleportation system in this game yet.
I read it a bit on the wiki, but
being bound, they would have no reason to summon us. So.
well, we would have reason to. Well, I mean, once someone else is there, whether we're leaving or they're coming, ropes can be untied quite easily.
All right.
Oh, nice! I went from half elf to full elf.
Next, you'll be
I'm
double
a
elf.
dwarf now.
What a party!
Yeah.
The dwarf cleric and the wizard and the elf wizard.
And here we have a little technical hiccup. There was a small problem with my internet, and I had to get everything shuffled around. I've just edited around it and picked back up where we resumed play. Now that we're back and streaming again, thank you very much. That was just a brief delay, and it only took a moment to sort out. Things are getting faster and faster here. We've got two of you locked up somewhere you have no idea, and another two of you that are fresh to start the game. So real quick, where do you want to start at? Would you like the east or the west approach?
See, as players, this is kind of tough. As players, we know that the east approach isn't exactly the best idea anymore.
I mean, we could go towards around the north.
You as players are still informed by the Guild of Mazes before you basically begin play. You don't have a strictly speaking like piece by piece, like through the eyes of like updated information, but something like that would have definitely made it to you as far as news is concerned. If there was a bridge out or like a major piece of land missing, that kind of thing gets updated before you get pushed through the portal and asked to make it into the town. So as far as you knowing whether or not that route was collapsed, that's something that you would have.
Okay, so then we should probably, I mean, the route being collapsed might.
I believe an informed decision between two races that are known to bicker a lot within each other, between each other, be a good idea to go from the west. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. If you are going to be coming in from the west, then I will go ahead and shift the "you are here" token accordingly. Would you like the northern or the southern branch of that road?
This is where we start bickering.
I mean, will it take more than one encounter roll to get through to the fork?
Not more than one, no. It takes one encounter roll to get to that fork.
In that case, I would say it's almost irrelevant. Let's leave it to a coin flip then.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay. 1d2.
Believe that south.
What? Okay, sure. We're just rolling numbers and saying directions now.
Yeah, it's D&D.
So, yeah, right?
I mean, that was a coin is. It's a 1d2.
Yeah, well, it's a 1d2, but unless you call which one's going to be attached to
I
what.
mean, I figured, like, scaling like
hey,
1
so
and then
long as
2.
this system works for you two, that's fine. I'm not trying to make you second guess what is otherwise a brilliant system of deciding things. So you're going to basically be pushed through the crackling teleporters in the Hall of Gathering at the Guild of Mazes and step outside into the mist-filled morning here on Hope's Rise, knowing that 2 of your companions are still alive and 2 of them have recently expired. How do you want to proceed? You are both capable of using your guild-issued sort of identification piece to create a summoning ritual which will allow your guildmates to teleport to you.
I believe knowing that they have been captured, or sorry, that they're still alive, but that 2 of them died, Kellyfin would say, so I suggest we look for strength in numbers, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I suppose. I
Well-
mean, as long as they don't bother me too much.
Well, shouldn't the captured people kind of act first here, if we can break free and summon them to us? Because that would move us a lot closer to town.
That is...
Yeah, we need a little more information as to our situation. Like, have we been stripped of all our possessions? Can we feasibly get ourselves these bindings?
You're in clothes. Whether or not your possessions have all been taken from you, you're unsure because your hands have been bound behind your back and your feet have been bound in front of you. Having just awoken, you kind of you get the sense that all of your large objects have certainly been taken, as you don't see your weapons or pack anywhere near you. But your guild piece, the thing that allows you to use your ritual of summoning, may or may not still be on you or in this room.
Well, we should definitely try to get ourselves out, since we don't know that help is a stone's throw away.
So are our hands and feet bound, or are we just like our hands are bound and we're in a cell?
Well, he said hands and feet, so
Hands
Hands and feet.
I'll try to slip out of my or slip out or untie either sleight of hand or acrobatics.
And I'll try to struggle and break free through strength.
Okay.
Athletics or strength?
Athletics.
Nice.
Okay. Both of you are going to manage to make significant progress against your binds as you find them both to be loose, and also the rope that is being used to bind you is not of high quality. It seems like, likely due to a frequent amount of use, that much of it has been rotted away by what smells like some sort of foul carrion. And you are able to, in one case, slip free, and in the other case, just simply expand the ropes wide enough until you are able to slip your hands out. So now, here in this sort of earthen cell that seems walled in by log and branch, how are you going to proceed? Your door in front of you seems to be locked, obviously, from the other side. It doesn't seem to be any sort of key mechanism. Likely some sort of bar has been placed on the other side to prevent it from opening.
So, but it's all like sticks and stones, basically.
Sticks and stones.
All right, I'm gonna look around, and we're in the cell together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look around the cell to see if I can find anything I can use as like a blunt object or something sharp, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, is there any like rocks or strong sticks, or is it just the rope that we used?
Didn't mean to roll twice.
Okay, that first investigation is not going to yield anything of particular use, as
Oh,
it
well,
seems
too.
that this area has been long stripped of anything other than just the like hard packed dirt floor. With that 10 investigation, you'll manage to find a branch that you can pull out from the wall of the cell, but it doesn't manage to it doesn't in any way contribute to your freedom. It just looks like this thing might be sturdy enough that you could use it to poke or pry or maybe hit someone with if you had to.
Sure.
I'm gonna-
Our hit points, what are they at?
Your hit points at this point are both at 1, as you are waking up having recovered from a state of being unconscious.
Okay,
You can both at this time, though, if you would like, you can spend a hit die.
Oh, absolutely. Oof.
Pretty good for the fighter, huh?
As you spend some time trying to figure out exactly what is going on and what your surroundings are, you begin to hear in the distance what sounds to be the heaving and panting of what you think are more of the undead monstrosities that you faced on the streets of Hope's Rise. They are at times close and that at other times far away from the walls and door of your current imprisonment.
Oh, what do we have on us now that we're able to search ourselves?
As you are able to search yourselves, you find that almost everything has been taken from you, with the exception of, in one of yours cases, you have still on you a flask of water, and then on the other you find, luckily enough, I need to roll on my secondary table here. There we go. D10s. Secondary table says that you have a very small camp knife.
Ooh, nice.
Like the kind of thing that you might use to peel vegetables or otherwise whittle. Its blade is maybe 1.5 inches, but it is a cutting surface.
Okay, so so there's cells on one side and the walls on I suppose the walls on the other three. Is it like we're enclosed
Yes,
4 walls?
Enclosed. There are 3 walls, a ceiling, and then a door.
And there's no
Okay.
lock to pick.
And there is no lock to pick.
And the walls are made of
log and earth and branch and twig. I think you might have been out when I mentioned that.
No, I was there, but okay, so it's 3 walls and 1 gate, and not we're not like in a enclosed 4-way cell.
What do you mean?
Like a cell you drop on top, like a bird cage, like a cell you drop someone.
Is it like a prison cell where there's bars, or is it like a solitary confinement cell where it's walls and a door?
Walls and a door.
Okay,
Okay,
that's what he's
okay,
trying to get at.
Sorry.
Okay, well, we could try and I mean, I want to get out of here, but we're gonna lose everything we have and have to adventure with literally nothing.
Right. I mean,
So maybe we try to get the jump on him if he comes to get us, and if we get summoned in the meantime, we'll may have to just cut our losses.
we don't know that we have our guild signals on us. I mean, we didn't see we had anything, right? So
No.
Oh, I thought you said we did.
you see, you might.
Oh.
Like he rolls for variance and we don't. It's probably with our packs.
Oh,
so we
gotcha.
need to break
All
out
right.
of here and find our packs.
Well, if you want to sharpen this stick a bit, you can use that as an improvised spear.
Yeah,
And
maybe you should hang on to the stick, or not the stick, the knife.
Yeah, you whittle the branch if you want to make a point, and whenever you're done, hand me the knife, and we'll pretend to still be bound.
Okay. Well, I know if you want to try to like use the knife to cut through some log or something.
That's a little wishful. I don't think a whittling knife is going to get through what's basically a tree like a palisade.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, go ahead, but I don't think we're going to have that much time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll make a shank.
Okay, making shanks.
And nice. And then once he's done, he'll hand me the knife, and then we'll pretend to still be bound.
During this period of time, I'm going to quickly ask of the wizard and cleric who are coming in from the western road. Are you going to, for the moment, basically make camp and see if you can resummon your companions here with a couple of tries, or are you going to venture forward and risk an encounter roll as you journey towards Hope's Rise?
What do you think? You're the intelligent one.
Well, thank you for noticing. Uh, hmm. They could be in danger. However, do I know of a way of, rather than summoning them to us, summoning us to them? That's
They can
the
do that. They can do the same thing that you guys are capable of, which is they can use a 10-minute ritual once they have their guild pieces in order to like basically create a beacon that you can then warp to. However, the problem with that, I mean, is can wait around indefinitely. I mean, if they are unconscious or without their pieces, you could be here for days before you finally get a some sort of summoning.
So in that case, if they don't have their pieces, they would not be able to will we be able to teleport them to us?
They will need to get their pieces before they can be teleported to you.
And
Yeah.
are the pieces a one use only,
No,
or if
they can be used as many times as you want. Those
Every
I mean,
24 hours, right?
Yep.
it's only 10 minutes, right? So we can try that, and then if it doesn't work, we can.
Yep, you can try again.
Right. Well, these level 1 characters who are captured are basically worthless without getting our stuff back. So
Well, yeah, but the thing is that they don't know that, and are we even going to be able to get our stuff back?
You're welcome to abandon them.
right. Well, it's basically as I was saying. There's no point in splitting the party, playing in 2 separate groups of 2 right now. There's no point in them going on without us because if we can't successfully pull this off, there's no need to even like try it that hard. We just abandon these characters and roll new
Either
ones.
way, they try. It sounds like they're going to try and summon us, but we are not going to be able to respond because we don't have the items yet.
Right.
So then it's their call if they try again in a little while, in which case we'd be trying our prison break. Or
That's
if they
basically what I'm asking is, do you want to try your luck at an encounter roll now, or would you like to give your companions a moment to attempt to break free of their prison and potentially summon them?
Well, if we don't break free, we'll just roll new characters and we can adventure with 4 instead of having just the 2 of you guys. So
Yeah, I mean, if we break free, then you can summon us. If we try and die, you get new adventurers, so you might as well just wait for us.
yeah, there's no point in going forward just the 2 of you.
Yeah, that's completely pointless.
Well,
unless you really wanted it, you could be 2 people against these kind of encounters with people with fireball.
And just to clear things up, metagaming in this sense that we're doing right now, that is encouraged, correct?
yeah, I mean, there's no way I
Yeah.
can stop it, so I
Right.
have to allow it. The only thing that I am going to say is that try to make sure that these decisions do not grow too long, as at this point I am going to be looking for some amount of action from either side, or
Yeah.
else you might find yourselves likely dying quickly just to facilitate the move forward here.
Yeah, no,
Well, we're waiting for our chance to prison break.
I would say we will start a ritual to give them the chance that as soon as they get their pieces, they can teleport to us, basically, right?
Okay, cool. So they're going to begin the ritual. And real quick, what is your strategy? Are you just going to wait until somebody comes to try and open that door, or is there a proactive thing that you're going to try and do in order to break out of your enclosure?
Is there a proactive thing we can do?
Well,
yeah, sure. Let's try to whittle away at the bars. We might get freaking lucky. If
There are no bars. It's a solid wall.
no, there's wood bars. I thought on one side.
well, the wood is. I mean,
Oh,
when you make things out of wood, there are naturally, bars
I guess you
that
could try
then
to
mortar together with adobe or earth and mud.
I guess even if you could slam it, I mean, that's probably going to take a long time to whittle, but you could try just busting down the door.
okay. Yeah, I'll try that. You never know where you're gonna get lucky with an athletics roll.
Even if it fails, you'll probably make enough noise to bring the necromancer here to let him know that we're awake. In which case, we we do the bindings, fake bindings again.
Well, all things considered, these characters are probably dead, so let's just try something
Yeah.
drastic and fun real quick to see if we get
All
lucky.
right.
And if we don't, roll new characters.
All right, go
Yeah,
ahead
see
and
if
give
you
me an
can bust
athletics
out.
check.
Can I give the help action? Never
Dang.
mind.
Not
Like I was saying,
not being
Can't we
one to
get out of
die
this?
here, Carbon looks at the door and squares his shoulders and charges forward. And what with this being a natural 20, he is capable of catching it at just the right angle that it causes the branches to snap. And as a result, the very branches that were being used to hold up the actual bar that was barring the door are unable to keep it in place. The bar falls to the ground and the door swings forward, almost coming off of its crude hinges in the same motion. You can now see outside of this area. You seem to be somewhere deep in the woods. You're not sure exactly where, but there is a presence around you of a few of those undead monstrosities, as well as it seems like some sort of camp. There are a couple other huts, much like the one that you have, and then also one that looks to be made out of stone and has qualities more like that of a decrepit mausoleum than it does that of a home. The breaking of this door obviously is going to attract the attention of a couple of those nearby monsters who are patrolling through the huts in this encampment. I'm not going to make you roll initiative just yet, but what is going to be your immediate next course of action now that you've flung this door open?
Run. That's
Well-
all we do here. We have to hide. We have to lose them, hide, and then sneak back in.
yeah, basically. How far are they from us?
Do they see us?
They are about 50 and 60 feet away, and they don't see you so much as they heard you, and so they're coming over one way or the other.
Yeah,
Right.
we have to flee the immediate scene and hide, and hope that they don't notice us.
So if I were trying to discern information about these guys, would they be religion, nature, history,
What information are you after?
like what they track by, if they how their sight's like, if they have a strong smell, strong hearing,
That would be in this case religion or arcana, I would accept, given their unearthly nature. So with a 17 religion, just off the top of your head, you think that these things likely don't even track by smell or scent or hearing, but probably just sort of this almost like a homing in, like a shark can smell and sense electric potential. They too can sense the presence of life around them, and they move towards it in order to try and devour and extinguish it, such like most undead creatures.
That's terrible, because that means we can't sneak around them. Well, either way, we gotta flee the immediate scene. That's the first course of action.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and give me athletics checks then, I guess, if that's your... Ooh.
At least we're in this together.
At least
Yep.
you're in it together. Those athletics checks are not going to be enough to overcome these creatures, and they are both going to try and charge and attack you. And it looks like without your armor, both of you are going to... Yeah, this is... And at the low health...
Yeah, we didn't have a
I'm
chance.
sorry.
I have
Those
12
athletics
health.
checks were the death of your characters, as these creatures manage to chase you into the wooded perimeter of this small, far-flung encampment. You think for a moment that you might have what it takes to outpace them, but then as you get into the wood, you find that the roots and stones and uneven ground slow you too greatly, and they are soon upon you, their claws in your flesh, pulling you to the ground. You fight as best you can, but soon you succumb to the forces of evil, and you are no more. So that is 2 more down at this point this night.
TPK.
TPK. All right.
So we could say that party indeed could not quest.
Yeah. In case you were wondering, they could not
Nice.
quest.
So if you guys want to get those glasses, I mean, they're still there.
I mean, I just hope that bastard is blind and doesn't know why.
Yeah, he's just he so was like, "Ooh, look at these!"
I want to have a random encounter roll with a blind wizard,
A
like
blind
in
necromancer.
like 3 months from now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Let's
I mean, these are the sorts of things I definitely put into the long-term notes. Like those glasses are going to be out there at this point. You never know.
yeah,
what
Now
might
no one
be.
knows about the 9 cataclysmic energy people either.
Yes, the random encounter, blind wizard, humbled by his greed.
So, do you want to keep your roles as fighter and thief respectively, or do you want to mix it up?
You want to switch again, like the rest of them?
I'm cool either way.
Let's swap.
Swapping it up.
Sure, if you want to, I'm down.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some d10s, and we'll see what you come up with. That's a 10.
Oh man, it would have been so
4.
cool if we had actually,
10 for everybody.
like gotten out.
Yeah, the getting out was pretty much what we had. Like almost no way we were gonna get out and get our stuff back without getting exceptionally lucky. Because I mean, even that 24 athletics check, I guess I could have made like a sleight of hand check to try to like whittle a piece away, and we could have got more quietly. But
Well, part of it's we had no idea like if the guy would have come for us if we'd waited an hour or something.
well, he had to have some purpose behind keeping us alive. I guess it's just spare necro use.
Yeah, but even so, then he'd probably want to have us fed at some point if he wanted to keep us alive, or if not, then he'd want to come and just kill us so he can use us.
Right? Maybe we should have waited. Oh well.
Well, yeah, we couldn't have known. And even if we did, he apparently had more than a few hit points, so he would have easily survived our ambush.
Maybe, maybe not. At that point, he had less than a few hit points.
Well, he would have had plenty of time to rest,
That's
but
true. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4.
because we didn't know how long we were unconscious, it could have been a full day.
Yeah, I mean, the athletics check I thought was relatively low risk because either like he comes and examines us or we get out. We
Yeah,
got out, but that
well,
was not.
You had to try, and you did, and here we are. Now, you, Carbon, have perished and will arise as Nehen Vensar. And then you, one Ressa Havoc, have perished, and you will arise as Erithil Oak. And with that, we are just past the 2-hour mark here on the game. And I think this is a great time because we're about to basically get back into it from the outskirts and see how our adventurers do with the western approach as opposed to the eastern. And I'm going to take a quick 5-10 minute break, get water. I encourage all of the players to do the same. Quick bite to eat, whatever it is that you need to do to keep your questing spirits high, as the danger will show you no quarter, even if you become exhausted in this quest. And then when we're back, really, we'll just keep going. Thank you, everybody who is watching thus far. If you've tuned in so far and you wondered exactly what's going on, know that this isn't just a game of Dungeons and Dragons, but instead it is a game show open to the public that you can play. You can fill out an application at soyouthinkyoucanquest.com and get in the game as soon as this following Sunday and have a chance to win real cash prizes as well as precious stones from my cloak pocket. On top of all of that, we are also helping to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And so 15% of all revenue to this channel, as well as all of the YouTube channels related to this and everything else, goes straight into the Extra Life Charitable Foundation, and they are a wonderful gaming-oriented group who is raising money nonstop, 24 hours a day, for children in need. and we're just helping them out for a couple of months before maybe picking yet another charity who might need a little bit of help. Other than that, I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break, and I will see you on the other side. If you're hearing this, it means that you probably weren't there live when all of this was being filmed. Why? You could show up at 6 p.m. on Sunday or Tuesdays Pacific Standard Time and have a free chance to win glory, cash prizes, and precious stones while helping to raise money for rotating charities. Join the adventure now! Your destiny awaits! We've got new player characters having been assigned. For the moment, we are still welcoming our 4 initial contestants to just use more lives until we get more contestants in this game, which I'm sure won't be long. And these moments when you're able to just smoothly transition from one attempt to the other are going to be fond memories, as it's then going to be like maybe a dozen plus games before you get back in, depending on where you are in the shuffle of things. But we'll see what happens. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to quickly rename Carbon. You are Carbon no longer, and I believe you are Nahen. And one moment, properties. Get that, and then Ressa, you are Ressa no longer. You have become, I believe, Arathil. Yeah, Oak. Okay, there we go. Actually, I'll drop the Oak off that. That's a little excessive. Doesn't really fit into the name tag. So, Bach, Nayan, Arathil, and Kelifin, the new adventuring party sent by the Guild of Mazes to investigate what is sure to be some sort of phenomenal discovery here underneath the bedrock of Hope's Rise. Now, with word from the Guild that there seems to be some sort of ominous presence, both in the form of those 9 powerful individuals who were either purposefully destroying one of the roads into town, or were attempting to approach and being repelled by something, or were simply losing control of the magic that they had and watching it destroy the landscape. All of these and more are still possibilities, and regardless of what it exactly was that happened before Nenton, it is definitely sure that these individuals are still alive and that they are probably still close at hand. Your other companions having been slayed by the work of some necromancer in a local graveyard, as they were not smart enough to flee when they saw someone capable of summoning the dead, and figured they would press their luck into 2nd level. But fear not, all of this was not in vain. As much as you may feel like you've been knocked down a peg, you still start at 3/4 of the way to 2nd level. So if you survive even one encounter of any, really just knock over a couple of kobolds at this point, and you'll be 2nd level, which will drastically increase your survivability. So no matter what happens, you are making steady forward progress towards that $250 prize at the center of town. Okay. You, I believe, opted for the South Road via the greatest system of decision-making I've ever seen before in my life, and now are being accompanied by your friends Arathil and Nahen, having been shoved through the Guild of Mazes Hall of Gatherings teleporter system only moments after you were. Adventurers?
Hail.
All right, let's hit this road.
Ah, marvelous, you're here.
Finally.
So, if we have nothing else to slow us down, I believe we should go then.
Counter roll?
Whoever of you is most disposable, please lead the way.
Ooh, 10. That's a good one.
Oh, you beat me to it.
All right. I will now consult the Black Book of Death and see what awaits our players.
Should we consider a marching order, by the way?
You should consider a marching order.
So
I mean, you are out in the open, but it does, matter.
I'm going to be in the middle because I have 7 hit points.
Let's walk
Okay.
back to back while rotating.
Are we forced of
I
adventure?
feel like that's not
Okay,
very
information.
efficient.
Are we going force of adventure and rotating positions?
I'll go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm not shy. I'm level 1 with nothing to lose.
Okay.
Though, man, when that guy said "be gone," I didn't know. I didn't know he was being sincere.
What are you talking
I
about?
can't get over that. Like, because you said like, "Oh,
We had no right when he just jumped us. We had no right to know what he was doing.
I had no idea he was being sincere. Oh, man. Okay. So, as you begin your approach to Hope's Rise, having heard quite a few stories yourselves at this point, whispered amongst the halls at the Guild of Mazes as to the contents, and also both danger and fortune that might await anyone who gets assigned to that locale, you are somewhat cautious. But as the sun continues to rise on this day and finally burn away the morning mists, you find yourselves in what are good spirits. The road is dotted ever so occasionally by traveler with livestock or wagon in tow, and you've seen no reason to fear thus far. Though, as you make your way to about, let me shuffle your token up, here, the first crossroad on the southern road, you see ahead of you, in the middle of the road, what appears to be a very larger than normal, animal of some kind. You think at first maybe a bear, but as you get closer yet still, you realize it's a tremendous woodland creature, maybe a ferret of some kind, or a stoat, or a badger. You're not quite sure. Its hair shaggy, and it's looking around for something. It's rifling through the dirt in the road. It seems to be searching, whether or not it's eating or trying to find some sort of prey. You're not sure, but it seems to be stirring up quite a bit of earth. And judging by the size of the thing, you imagine it probably is easily enough slain, but the look of its claws are long and sharp enough that you fear it might not be the easiest thing to do. I see a knowledge nature check of a 7 coming out of our now, I believe, Nahen, the rogue. Nahen, looking at this thing, probably a dog.
Well, Nature Boy, what do you think?
Yeah, so Bach is very nature inclined, so she is gonna see if she can figure out what the hell this thing is.
she's natural.
All right, 18. Looking at this creature, you can tell that it is not actually any of those animals that I listed. Instead, this is what's known as a lost forager. This creature has similar characteristics to that of a badger and a raccoon having been sort of blended together. Its tail long and banded, but its foreclaws and face also kind of bearing the telltale like whiskers, and kind of furrowed brow. The creature has kind of an expression about it. Its face almost humanoid in a way, despite the fact that it also closely resembles, all of these various weasels. And it, to be a particularly intelligent breed of forest animal. And though it is not on par with, say, human or gnome or halfling in terms of what it is capable of, and they do not have a written language, these creatures are often known to squirrel away shiny objects or bits of lost treasure that have been sort of strewn about or otherwise forgotten on the roads into their nests in caches that adventurers of some lower level are capable of then plundering for much reward at little risk. These things are thought to be a boon for anyone who is trying to find a little bit of cash for an easy turnover.
So I'm gonna start ritual casting Speak with Animals.
Okay. Your companion begins to enter into a trance-like state and conduct an invocation. This is going to take 10 minutes. The rest of you, as you see this creature ahead of you in the road, its shaggy frame beginning to turn over small rocks frantically, you can't help but shake the idea that there's some aspect of concern with this creature.
Do I have any like rations? Because they're not on my character sheet.
I believe
I've got some.
they should. Do they not come with your pack?
Some packs have them, some don't.
Okay.
I'll hand over a ration and
I got
say,
some.
here.
In
If
which,
he doesn't try to eat your hand, I'll give you another one as a payment.
All right. I will attempt to empathize with the creature by offering it a small bit of food.
okay, go ahead and give me an animal handling check as you approach and attempt to communicate your intent through your body language as best you know how.
I would say though, the body language is, while trying to be friendly, clear disgust, because one of my personal traits is that not like children, animals, or people who chew with their mouth open.
I'm chewing with my mouth closed. Don't worry.
Despite your obvious distaste and trepidation, Kelifin, as you advance with the ration in hand, the creature looks up and acknowledges what you're doing and doesn't advance towards you to receive the ration, but it does not otherwise flee from you or show signs of aggression as you get closer and closer still. As it's beginning to turn over these rocks and stone, yet until the point that it's made like a significant pothole now in the middle of the road that a wagon will have to deal with as soon as it comes along, the creature snaps up and looks at you, its face turning into an upward smile, and it holds in front of you as if proud of its discovery what looks to be a ring of some kind with a rather large, clear gemstone sitting atop.
I was hoping
The
glasses.
forager smiles, and you see tucks it into what looks to be the fold of its armpit, and then goes to scurry away. You are at this point less than 5 feet away from the creature, so if you'd like to physically interact with this scenario, you like try and snatch the ring or otherwise, immediately chase after it, that sort of thing. You're more than welcome.
Not gonna try to snatch it, but I would like to try to mimic a exchange. Like, I give you this food, you give me that ring,
Okay, sure. It looks at the mimicry that you're doing, and with the 20 animal handling, that is definitely going to be enough to kind of get it to pause and think for a moment about the situation. It is not going to be enough to sway its mind, though, however, as it is very set on this object that it was looking for, and it is going to refuse the offer as it stands. It is not, however, going to dart away immediately, though, as it is going to look at you with kind of an almost inquisitive lift of its nose, as if to imply, well, but what else do you have?
When the hell did we find a merchant, a a a, a merchant dog?
I will take out of my pack 2 more rations and chuck them over to the wizard.
As well as 2 coins from me, 2 gold
And
coins.
I would like to take a single ball bearing and slather it in oil, and try to give it a nice little shine to it,
Okay, I wasn't sure where you were going with that for a second.
and then maybe roll a deception check to be like, look at this shiny thing.
I mean,
By the way,
shiny. It's shiny. It's just whether he cares.
Okay.
by the way, at this point, I believe what we're trying to do is stalling to give the cleric enough time to complete his
Absolutely.
ritual.
Absolutely. So give me one more animal handling to successfully, now that you've basically managed to engage with it, to stall it for the 10 minutes by seemingly, looking through your pack to try and find things and discussing amongst each other, all of the necessary stall tactics that you can think of. Give me one more to keep its attention. Okay, I'm going to do a roll against. You seem to keep the forager's attention quite neatly as it sits itself down and rests its hands in its lap, not letting the ring out of the tip of its claw. It looks between the ring and then sort of what it sees to be the commotion in front of it for the full 10 minutes until your companion is capable of finishing their Speak with Animals ritual. At which point...
So I'm going to walk up to the forager and ask if it would like to show us where it stores its hoard.
You're just going to ask it that?
Yeah.
Can you show us to your bank safe, please?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay, well, I have my zodiac allows me to. Yeah, okay, so I have to do it before. So I'm gonna do this with advantage through my zodiac.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your persuasion. Unfortunately, now that you have the Speak with Animal engaged, it says to you, well, but why would I show you where I keep all of the things that I like?
Perhaps we can bring you more things that you like.
Okay, is that your honest intention? Because I feel like you're going to murder it and take all its stuff.
Bach would not consider murdering this forager.
Okay, so if that is your honest intention, and that is not a deception check, it's going to reply with, well, I've got a very busy schedule.
Look, we if you can talk to him, let's facilitate this trade.
We would like to trade you for the ring that you just found for food and or other things we may have that you might like.
This is pretty important. Someone was looking for this.
While this exchange, I don't want to kill this thing, but while this exchange is happening, I'd like to make myself scarce and try to get to a spot behind it where it's not aware of my presence.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Just in case it turns out we need to kill this.
Sure, just in case you have to. All right, 11. As you're circling around the creature, it doesn't react, but at one point it does move its head so to track you in its vision deliberately to let you know that it sees you moving.
Right. It's not like accusing me of nothing, but he knows, you know.
It's easy there.
He's definitely sus.
So at this
So,
point,
yeah.
what's your final offer on this ring that it has?
Well, ask him what he wants more. Does he want food more? Does he want shiny things more?
What would you like to facilitate this trade?
Would you like a knife?
It's gonna look at everything that you have, and it's going to point at the cleric's armor and say, I would like that. Please.
That this is the only thing that protects me.
Well, I would like some protection. You've got your friends.
But you won't be able to wear this armor. It's made for dwarves.
I'm going to lean into the cleric's ear and say, offer him a knife.
We have a very, very nice knife to offer you.
And I'm going to show off my small knife that comes with my Escorter's pack.
Okay.
The best defense is a good offense.
He will look from the knife back to you and say, I will take that and your shield.
You can find a replacement shield.
Yeah, I think we have a deal.
It's amazing it knows the word for shield.
Let's speak with
I'm gonna
him.
presume it's a wooden shield because I'm a nature cleric.
It is wooden. It has a steel band that runs around the outside, however.
Okay, yeah, then that's a deal.
Okay. It's going to take your shield, that knife. It also wants those those 2 gold coins, and those rations. It will take all of those in exchange for that ring.
I'm gonna put it on because I just lost 2 armor class.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. You put the ring on.
And you're struck blind.
Oh my god.
No, it doesn't seem that anything happens immediately.
Okay.
Well, if our deal is done, I guess we'll bid our fuzzy friend farewell.
Well, we could stalk this thing and try to find its nest.
Seems a bit rude.
That's a word
Baku's
for it.
gonna scowl
So
Are
just
you
try.
towards
suggesting
Nahan.
Are you suggesting we extend the same courtesy to an animal as we would do to a humanoid?
Yes.
You are insane. Let's go stalk and kill this thing.
Well,
It's
yeah, kill it.
clearly
Just stalk.
intelligent.
If you harm this innocent creature that just made a trade with us, I will harm you.
Does robbery count as harm?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
No, it really doesn't.
Okay.
Well, who's-
We've got one person that is pro saving this thing's life and 2 people that are pro murdering it for its
No, I'm
life.
pro saving.
I said several times I don't want to kill this thing. I just want to steal from it.
I'm pro
No,
plundering.
I will take no part in doing anything negative to this creature.
Look, if you kill this thing, it can't generate wealth for you, so you got to keep it alive and just take its wealth over and over again.
They're just gonna keep it in a state of
I
The American
will-
way.
I will
That's
ignore
not cool.
if you take little wealth that it will not notice.
Yeah, that's
However-
assuming it doesn't notice. If it does,
However,
notice, it's a fight.
However, if you take more than a reasonable share of this wealth that it's kind of not using,
Let's
Just stalk it
come
and see
to
what
an
happens.
agreement.
Well, how about we just give it? We touch its fuzzy fur, give it a pat on the back, we send it on its way, and we get back to our job.
Well, I'm just saying, let's make a. Maybe wait here. Let me see if I can steal from it. If it goes bad, I'll calm emotions and run away.
How about no?
All right. Okay.
Well then. I
That's-
am now 3 rations richer.
I mean, I could even get the shield back.
It will notice if you take anything we just gave it.
What's it gonna do about it?
It'll use its claws.
It will
If
know,
you
and we will no longer be able to make legitimate trades with this animal.
Yeah. This. Oh no! The roadside bear animal shop is closed forever.
Can I so do we carry anything that like shows that we're part of this group?
Or sigils.
Yeah, you guys have your guild pieces, which work as basically indisputable markers. They're capable of producing these illusionary magics that are like, think of them as sort of like small announcement fanfares or business cards, if you will, that are indisputably sort of authenticated, so that anyone with them is definitely a member of the Guild of Mazes. And as soon as anyone who is like attached to that specific piece dies in any way, the guild is aware of that fact, and it can no longer be used to sort of like, falsify your presence in the guild. However, I mean, theoretically, you could kidnap somebody and keep them alive indefinitely, but, I mean, that would be a ridiculous thing to do.
So, by the way, is this thing just like standing around while we argue,
Oh,
or
it's
is
just it's sitting there calmly. I mean, like watching you at this point.
So
It's interested.
I'm going to take out the sigil and show it to the forager and say, I am requesting you to happily make trades with anyone carrying this sigil.
Okay, go ahead and give me a persuasion check as you attempt to try and create some sort of alliance. It does not seem to react immediately with favor to this proposition and says, I think I'm just gonna keep it on a sort of 1-to-1 basis. I don't really.
That's fair, but
Can you ask it a question for me?
it depends on what it is.
Ask if he knows if there's any where any dire elk are.
Do you know where the dire elk reside?
All of the elk are in the low valley.
The forager says that they're in the low valley.
Good to know. Thank you.
So, will you show a little extra, not favoritism towards people carrying this sigil, but give them an extra moment to trade with you or something?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, good enough. Thank you. And I pet it on the head.
Okay. If that's everything that you have for this creature, it is going to begin to kind of get up and make its way away from here.
I'd like to stalk it, but if you guys overruled that, I'm fine with it.
I mean,
Like
you
I
can do
said-
that, but we're moving on.
Well, no, like I said, I'm willing to overlook the fact that you stole from it as long as it does not know that you stole. As long as you steal a very minute amount that it will not notice. Because it's obviously a hoarding creature that's just
Right.
taking stuff and not doing anything.
I was gonna take the best single thing I saw and try to do it quickly with no conflict. And I wasn't, and if conflict arose, calm emotions, get out of there. However, if you don't want to pursue this, you think it's not worth our time, let's move on.
My fear is that it's going to have a family, and they're going to attack you.
Also, if you're only taking something of insignificant value, then it's not worth risking your life.
Well, our value systems aren't the same, obviously.
Yeah, they could have like a super awesome magical sword for all we know, just chilling there, and they don't give a shit about it. Just
Well,
sits there.
Well, like I said, stalk it, get more information, act on that information without the intent to kill it, or move on.
I say move on.
Okay.
Yes, let's
Okay.
move on.
It seems like move on is the vote.
Sure.
From there, I will need another encounter check from the group as you try to get closer yet still to Hope's Rise and your cash reward. 25. I shall consult the book.
I know that +2 to my armor class is actually very considerable, but I'm
Well-
taking a gamble on this ring.
It's more that it's easier to replace than a suit of armor.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It could also, I mean, it could, the ring could be worth a lot more than a shield monetarily as soon as we get into town, swap it out.
Or find who's looking for it.
For all I know, it could be a ring of +2 armor class.
I mean, that'd be pretty unexpected, but yeah. Actually, could we inspect this ring? Or someone who has skills inspect the ring to see if there's anything noteworthy about it?
You make an Arcana check, I suppose.
No, I mean like if there's like an insignia or engraving or anything identifying.
Yeah.
I'll take a look
Like
at
the glasses had that rune on it.
All right, with
Oh,
a
yeah.
16 investigation, you will be able to rather quickly determine both that the gemstone set in the center of it is diamond, and as well that on the inside of the band there is a rune of this nature.
A rune of something.
I mean,
other-
that
or
doesn't
glyph,
look
rather.
too scary. I mean, it looks less scary than the other one.
Honestly, it looks closer to an eye. Maybe it's anti-blindness.
This
I
one
mean,
looks like if I say something, it's going to is going to give me the powers of Yellow Lantern.
it doesn't look very threatening, at least. So maybe it provides a benefit.
Well, we'll find out if you attune to it.
Can you make an Arcana check on it, wizard, and see if you know what that sigil is, or is that...
He can, in fact, he can attempt. Am I waiting for an attempt?
Mr. Wizard?
I think that's
Caliphan? Wait, he's the wizard now, right?
yeah. Kelvin?
You there?
Sorry, I completely spaced out. Is
You're the wizard.
sorry.
Can you
Whereas
make
an
the
Arcana
Arcana check?
Just making
Sorry.
sure.
Sorry, I don't know why my brain just shut down for like 3 seconds.
Happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. All right, with a 13, other than recognizing it as one of the high runes or high glyphs, I'm going to say that so many times on accident, as one of the high glyphs, other than that, unfortunately, Kelifin does not know the exact purpose of this one.
I know it's magical, and I know somebody's crafted on it with some purpose, but I don't know exactly which one.
Well, at least
It
Yep.
does seem to be some kind of I would say an engagement ring. So it's either, well, if we go to the macabre, I would say enchantment. If we go to the heartwarming, I would say abjuration.
I appreciate your educated guess.
All right, so what's the encounter?
With the 25. As you are discussing the nature of what this ring could possibly be, and what it could possibly have meant to that creature, and why it could have been so worried, but also then so willing to give it away, you come upon upon a strange sight in the distance, one that fills you with a little bit of trepidation as the jingling of bells, as well as the scent of roasting meat, fills the air. You can smell there is some sort of spice at work that is most delicious and enticing. And you, having eaten not too long ago in the guild hall, feel hungry already again. And like this food is just so intoxicating, and it smells in such a way that you are sure you've never tasted anything quite like this. And what fills you with trepidation is that as you look about, you see no reason for there to be a smell of this kind. You see no campfire, you see no passing people, and then what comes into view is a trolley pushed by a man, a handcart. And on that there seems to be a small bed of coals blazing, as well as a number of small skewers of meat cooking on top of what is an iron grill. The man is whistling a soft tune in the air and seems pleased with himself and unconcerned with his surroundings. But what he is doing so far from any sort of settlement, miles and miles away, and actively grilling these kebabs, you are unsure of, and you see it must be dangerous out here. Between the wolves and the kobolds and the orcs alone, you know that this rise has slain several members of the Guild of Mazes on their approaches, and the team before you went down to a necromancer and a team of zombies. How is this man so casually about himself out here in the wilderness, cooking for what cannot be any amount of profitable customer base?
I mean, you say that, but if he charges a lot, he only has to sell a few.
Maybe they're really good.
Maybe. I don't want to presume, but I mean,
I'm willing to bet they're
I'm
made of
not
people.
sure if I would eat this strange meat.
You said we all smelt this, right?
Oh, you all smell it.
I would say if it were female, I'd say definitely a hag, but this is probably legit.
So I'm
That is
So
rather concerning to hear.
Bonk giving her character, I would presume she might be a vegetarian.
I am
So
willing to bet these are made of people.
Gotta try everything once.
I am not going to try people.
What race?
Come on, they could have been good people.
That's even worse somehow.
I'll shrug and go up to the man.
All right.
I will keep at the ready, running from my mind the incantation for firebolt.
The man is portly and gruff about the face. His hair is not particularly long, but it still looks rather unkempt and greasy, likely from the fumes and smokes of the flame in front of him and the works of his profession. He carries at his side a butcher's knife, as well as a belt that has a number of small tools in it. And then on his back, there is a considerable pack that you can see, even at this distance, is sort of overflowing with more of these kebabs that he has yet to put onto this grill. He greets you with a warm smile and an extended hand and says, "Welcome! Welcome! What can I do for you?"
I'll take his hand and shake it. I'll say, "Smells like something good's cooking."
He says, "Yes, yes it is. It's most delicious. Would you like some?"
I very well may. How much?
"It will only be 5 copper pieces, for as much as you can eat."
Well, that's a
Really?
deal.
See, now that's how you know it's suspicious.
How do you manage your profits with that kind of deal?
Guys, I don't know if.
It's
And
the,
then I stopped talking.
it's the
What could
price that
possibly
you
go
find
wrong?
most suspicious about this situation.
Yeah.
5 copper for for an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you'll see that even one of these kebabs is so filling. The spices, they're so perfect that I have never known a man to eat more than 2.
Oh yeah.
I want to insight check that.
Okay?
Yeah, this character doesn't have as good insight.
That's bullshit. Look at him. You could probably you crush 3 of those with your eyes closed.
So, what kind of meat is this? Local game?
Yes, yes. Local game.
The most dangerous game. I would like to cast Charm Person on the man.
Gonna charm person?
Yes.
Okay.
So wisdom save from him, please. And wisdom save DC 13.
Okay. With that, he is going to be capable of making that wisdom saving throw. And you find, as you sort of go to intrude into this man's psyche, manifesting a forward version of your own sort of internal perception that you would then bestow upon them to obscure their worldview and make them more malleable, that his mind is rigid, strong even. It turns you aside quite easily.
What are you, creature, that take the shape of man to deceive others?
He smiles wide, and you see in his teeth there are bits of gold and gemstone now in the back of his molars, and that make up the portions of his canine and incisors. And he says, "Oh, I'm man enough. Man in all of the ways that matter."
Coming on to you.
Was that a dick joke?
He looks at you and goes, "No, stranger. I refer to the mind. I refer to the soul. The body is interchangeable."
So, you don't have a dick.
This conversation seems to be getting a bit off topic here. Would you like kebabs or not? I can take my wares elsewhere.
I'm going to like make it obvious that I'm wearing this nice ring to see if he does any like prodding or anything.
You're gonna like really
Just
flash
getting-
it in front of him?
We just get engaged.
Not like put it up in his face, but like off to the side, just like staring at it and stuff.
Or, like, cross your arms in a way that the diamond is protruding.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay. You see it catches his eyes, and they seem to track it a little bit, almost against his will, but he does not say anything.
So, how do you survive out here anyway? We hear these lands are treacherous.
Oh, they are dangerous enough, but why eat me when you could eat these delicious kebabs?
Does that work on the orcs and the kobolds?
I've never known a man to eat more than 2. He
That doesn't
says,
answer my
his
question.
eyes narrowing.
That
Wait,
doesn't
so you're
answer
saying
my
that 2
question.
kebabs will kill you?
I did not say that.
It would stop you from eating more than 2.
What is this man wearing?
The man is wearing a leather apron on top of a rather plain tunic and leggings.
Why you gotta keep making this so sexual, guys?
Yeah, everyone's really.
I was just curious.
I
Is
mean,
it
part of it's my
form-fitting?
character.
Anyway, do you have further questions for this merchant?
One question.
What's that?
What are the kebabs? What game are they made of? You see, I'm allergic to a lot of different types of meat.
The meat that these kebabs are made from, you see, comes from a place far from here. If you're allergic to things of a more common variety, I wouldn't worry. This food and game is beyond the normal.
It's the Beyond Whopper.
I will
All right,
happily
well,
pass the
I'll
opportunity to taste to you all.
I'll take one, but I only have 2 copper on me, so would that be enough?
Okay. He looks at you and says, I'm sorry. 5 copper is the price.
Oh, will be another day then.
Hold on, I'll cover you. I'll pull out a
No,
gold.
that's
Suppose you
that's
could break
okay.
I'll pull out
that's
a gold.
okay.
gold.
No, I
That's-
insist.
One of us has to try it. I mean,
I'll put
it's not
down the
gonna be
gold
me.
and wait for change.
We are going to run through all the characters.
Okay.
What, guys? Just 1 second. What's the potential benefit to this interaction?
The meat could be really good.
What if the meat is really good and it gives us like temporary hit points or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, would be hilarious. Whatever happens.
What should
Right.
be poisoned?
All right, so I paid for his kebab.
All right.
You pay for his kebab. All right.
I paid
then.
for his kebab.
Nahan, go ahead.
Go ahead and do it.
Are you eating this kebab?
I'm gonna pull the old fake eat it.
The old fake eat it? I'm not familiar with that one.
Yo.
Yeah,
Is this an old maneuver or just a classic one? I'm not sure.
It's a classic one, pull it off, kind of wait till your eyes are off you, spit it out into your hands,
It's
Okay,
a first
so you're gonna pull it
perspective.
all off into your mouth is the plan?
What's up?
You're gonna pull it all
It-
off into your mouth?
Not the whole kebab, pull one part of it into your mouth.
All right,
And
as you do so, give me a constitution check.
Oh boy.
All right, you are instantly full. You are
Phew.
so full. You have never been this sated in your entire life. It feels as if you've just finished dining on a banquet fit for a king, replete with pudding and cakes and sweet things to lavish your senses up until the very end. You think that you've been probably stuffed with all manner of sausages and wild game, roasted vegetables, nuts and berries. There is no food that you
I
cannot
didn't
think.
ingest it though, so that's without ingesting it, just
That is
putting it in
just-
my mouth. That's
just
that.
putting it in your mouth.
Oh boy.
Could I maybe identify what kind of meat it is with a survival check?
You could attempt to, yes.
Nope,
Nope.
that's meat. Probably. It might
could
be
I take
mushrooms.
this
I don't
time-
know.
Could I have taken this time to like inspect not a meat but his cart?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation and tell me, like, what are you looking for about it? Just anything out of the normal?
If it was a normal, maybe any kind of like magical sign, like magical scriptures, thing like that.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation. All right.
That's a
with a
19.
19. You do not see any magical glyphs immediately visible, but you do start to get the sense, the more you look at this cart's construction, that this is not necessarily that simple of a thing. It's not many small pieces that have been fit together with nails and pegs and the occasional screw. It's, in fact, like one smooth piece of casted metal. And at first what you thought was probably just like scratched or burnished steel looks to be maybe something more. There's almost kind of like a bluish ripple to it in the texture of its shine. And there's nothing simple about this at all. And then as you look up, you see that on the outside of the bells that you heard ringing, there are not glyphs, but there are inscriptions in a language that seem to be Kelefin, which languages do you speak?
I can speak Common, Elvish, Inferno, Undercommon, and Dart.
Okay, so you
Oh,
do
no, wait, that's
not
11.
recognize, but as an elf, you do know what it is, and it's written in Sylvan.
We shall leave you be for now. And I try to start pushing people away.
Well, how's the kebab?
Wait.
We need to go now.
No, yeah. What did it taste like?
It was delicious, but I couldn't eat another bite.
You didn't even finish your kebab.
It's too much. Here, someone else can finish it if they want.
Stop taking things from him.
Do you have any vegetarian options?
Oh no, now let's let this guy be on his way. He's got lots of other customers to sell to. Thanks for the food, friend.
He says, well, of course. And
Thank you indeed.
if no one else is going to stop him...
Oh,
he's
wait.
going to
We never got his
finish.
name. We never got your name, sir.
Yes, would you like to give us your name?
He smiles and he says, oh,
And I will wink
no
at him.
need. I'll be around.
Well, I'll be around. See you around.
With that, he is going to begin to return to his whistle and begin to push his cart of kebabs along the way. He is going to stop right before he gets completely away from the last member of the party and say, I do have vegetarian options.
Don't let us go.
He begins to grin again.
What is it? Like what makes it vegetarian?
Don't.
It's made of vegetables from the finest garden.
Can I like just see it visually? Or are you
Can we
gonna
just
tell
leave?
me it's
He will produce from his pack a kebab that has on it what look to be 5 perfect white squares. What they're made out of, you're not exactly sure. It looks like maybe potato that's been peeled. It could be the inside of a turnip or a radish or a rutabaga. It's hard to say really, but they could be almost any vegetable once skinned and pared down. They're perfectly cut, though, to be these like geometric squares, and they're equidistant from each other. The thing looks almost kind of unnatural, despite the fact that it, of course, was grown in the earth.
Well, that's nice that you serve vegetarian customers, but actually I'm just allergic to all white cubes. So we have to get going.
And with that, you'll let the merchant slip by.
We're not going to attack him. Whatever he is, he's clearly more powerful than us.
Once he's out of earshot,
Necromancer.
I will say, so there was a fairy.
Yeah.
Just
well.
so you guys know, I am not allergic to white squares.
Well, we should have made a deception check
Well,
then.
no, clearly you are allergic to white cubes. Let's go.
Are you taking the southern fork of this road or the northern fork of this road? I don't believe I
northern.
clarify.
Yeah, definitely northern.
Northern
Civilization.
shorter and it doesn't go straight through the woods.
Good point, actually, because we had the first encounter where we are right now.
Actually,
So-
yeah. So
I was
we
gonna
should
say the
actually
second
be.
encounter. Yeah, I was gonna say it occurs on the road, but if you guys
Northern or
are
southern?
taking the northern road, then that means your second encounter will take you all the way to here, which puts you around this lower mountain right here, or more of a hill rather, and next to what is known to the people of Hope's Rise as the Forward Fort, also known as the Western Barracks. This is one of the first and oldest guard posts built on the rise. It's rather small compared to all of the structures that are farther into the city proper at this point, but it's built out here because there are two particularly difficult clans of orc and goblin in this area that are quarreling constantly on this sort of highland ridge. If you look at the map, you'll see this area here is lower topographically, and so is this one. And so both of the goblins here and orcs here will use this upper ridge as a battlefield quite frequently. And because of the damage that it was doing to so many of the farmers, and also of just the general ability for people to come in and out along these roads, it was seen necessary to establish a small base out here with which to resupply with soldiers. However, it is known that most of the soldiers in the forward fort these days are not readily wanting to charge headlong into battle, and instead would prefer to just stay inside the comforting walls of the fort itself and while away their time drinking and playing dice and cards.
This one's allergic to white cubes. He can't play dice.
Guys, I'm not allergic.
It's fine. There's no
I
need
think
to
it's allergic.
It can't be that
embarrassed by
hard
it.
to deceive someone into thinking I'm allergic to something.
He's trying to act tough.
Guys, no, I'm totally not allergic to white cubes.
Yeah.
So who wants to roll in this encounter?
Oh,
That's a good question. Well, I mean, remember too, the encounter is only necessary if you guys are progressing the maximum possible distance. There are
well.
other things to explore in this area if you're interested. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just reminding.
It probably wouldn't hurt to stop at the fort and if they accept travelers.
Maybe they have a shield I can buy off them.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Actually,
one thing.
good question. What's the time right now?
The time of day, you guys started around noon. You've traveled for about 4 hours, give or take. So about 4 o'clock, little closer to 3, really. Though the days in Eidolon are a little longer than the days of Earth, so at this point, you guys are midday stretches on for a bit longer than it would normally here. You find yourself in the Earth equivalent of about 3 o'clock. I'll say that.
I see no reason not to stop if you guys want to rest.
Yeah, we can take a quick little rest, and I can maybe ask about procuring a shield from a guard. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't be like a guard wouldn't be like, no, I'm not gonna trade you my shield for money.
Maybe, maybe not. So it sounds like the party will be stopping in at the forward fort then.
Yeah, let's stop in.
All right.
Okay, with that, yes.
The Western Barracks is surrounded by small plots of farmland. There is a little bit of a ranch just to the south of it where the other farms butt up against the bluff, hill, cliff that you all just walked around over the last couple of hours. And then the fort has a large gate that is open at this point, and people are milling in and out of it. It looks like the courtyard of the interior is overseen by a catwalk of guards who are kind of watching those beneath them, both on the approach and those who are inside of the courtyard. The courtyard then, on its base level, has a number of merchants. Most of them seem to be just selling groceries, different animal wares, or simple tools of some kind. Nothing of special note. There is a crude sort of makeshift tavern here that's quite obvious even at a distance, because you can see there are drunken soldiers stumbling out of it and into the courtyard as you begin your walk up to the fort's walls. It looks like the cantina for the soldiers' barracks has been modified slightly to have the facilities necessary, and there is a sign above the door that says the staggering soldier.
After you.
How will you proceed?
Well, let's head on in. We might just want to call it. It's a little early, but it's probably safer to camp here than on the road. And the next civilization is not.
That is very true.
Yeah,
That's
we're
good
not gonna.
call.
Yeah.
So you sent me the like thing about my god. I'm gonna ask a classic question from last time. What is my goddess's view on alcohol?
Mestu does not have a prohibitionary view of alcohol.
Oh,
Okay.
did that ring get attuned to the wearer at all during these 4 hours?
It does not.
Okay.
It will take longer than that.
I would kind of like to use Thieves' Cant a bit to see if anyone around here has ever seen a guy selling meat out of a cart.
We could also just ask in regular, common.
No. You don't want the word getting around that I'm asking about him.
You don't want him to get some business?
He might have friends.
Well, yeah, wanted to hear their honest take on him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation if you want to ask around amongst the merchants and the guards here if they've seen a merchant patrolling the roads with a small cart offering food to strangers for a hell of a value.
Wow, good rolls, guys.
With that, you get a lot of strange looks. But finally, one of the soldiers comes up to you, clearly having had a few, but still sober enough, and says, "Listen, most people don't talk about things like this, not because they don't happen, but because usually there's no point in comparing stories. There's a lot of strange things that happen up here on the rise, traveler. A lot of strange things. But I do know who you're speaking of. I don't know his name, and nobody I know of has seen him more than every once in a few moons, but from what I know, he is some sort of spirit or wizard or
A fairy.
Sure. From the Feywild, he is. His kebabs, they're a cruel joke. You see, if you can eat 3, then he will grant you a wish. But it's impossible. No one has ever eaten more than 2 of his kebabs.
You're sounding a lot like him right now.
Right? Are you
Why
accusing
couldn't
me
they-
of something?
No, I'm just saying.
Are you sponsored by him? Because you're really making me hungry for kebabs.
Well, why
you
can't
had one?
people eat more than one? Do they kill more than 2? Do they kill them? Or do they kill them?
You can't eat them. It's like asking a man to drink up a lake.
So he's not really malicious or benevolent. He's just bored.
He's a trickster.
He's a
Well,
dick.
sounds
Like
like
my
a
favorite.
thing.
But he feeds people at a reasonable cost. I mean, the kebab was delicious. I was very happy with it. So nothing to complain about.
That's what you say for now. But wait until you are kept awake at night by knowing the dreams that you might have had unfulfilled for your weak stomach.
So people are just upset with him because they can't get him to grant their wish?
I didn't
I mean,
say
people
people
are
were upset with him.
People are upset with themselves.
I mean, yes, people are upset because they cannot get a dragon's hoard.
Just enjoy a good meal that fills you up quick.
You're telling
Well-
me you couldn't use a wish?
Well, I could, but if it's not attainable, why fret over it?
He's like getting
That's
upset for
quitter
not.
talk.
He's like getting upset for not winning the lottery.
Happy quitter.
Like if I won, that'd be cool. But you know,
Well, thanks for the info, pal. You know, next round's on me, and I'll leave a copper piece on the counter and take off.
Okay.
Oh, that was
Well,
interesting.
we know it's not people meat at least.
Yeah.
oh,
I'm
we
just-
don't.
don't know
We ain't get that. We ain't get that.
I'm
Well,
still
It's
not convinced
basically
about
just
it.
you get a free wish if you can make 2 Constitution saves in a row. That's about it.
Well, sounds like 3, but yeah, that was from your first bite. We still have the rest of the kebab.
Ooh, that's true. But it's
Can
going
I-
in your mouth. It's going in your mouth that triggers the save, so not eating it. So it doesn't really matter. You can just put the whole thing in your mouth at once.
Here's a question: does he still feel full?
Oh, at this point, yes.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, you
wonder
could
if how full your stomach actually is.
You think it's just like a trick?
You're just gonna jam it down his throat with a stick? Is that like where are you going?
No,
with this?
I'm gonna punch him in the gut and make him puke. No,
I didn't.
I'm
no,
gonna-
I didn't. I didn't ingest that kebab whatsoever.
He just
Wait, did
he
you spit it
just-
out?
He just
Yes.
put it in his mouth and drew upon the juices. That was it.
So
Well,
what if you feel full forever?
or what?
Great.
That'd be good.
You want to have food in
That's
your
good.
body.
Or it'd be really bad because you wouldn't know to eat and you wouldn't know when you're starving to death. But
I
I
got
let you. It
Well,
would keep you from dying too painful of a death when you're starving to death.
it would also depends on if you're like if you just feel full or like your stomach is actually full, because if you just feel full, I mean, it seems like you'd be able to just force it down or have someone else force it down.
You'd think.
All right. We'll see.
Yes,
We'll
I
see
do
how I feel in the
think.
morning. We'll see how I feel in the morning if I want breakfast.
More complex if it's some Feywild magic.
Well, if we meet him again, we'll all have to try now that we know it's less sus.
All right, let's go to bed.
Before that, can I just see if there's a guard carrying a shield, preferably wooden, but not if I can't find one.
There are. I mean, that's not even a big ask. I can just tell you
Okay.
that there are
Can I
definitely
just walk
shields.
up to the one that looks the least? You know what? Can I walk up to the youngest one I see?
Okay. And what are you going to tell this young man?
I'm gonna offer to buy his shield off of him.
Well, for how much?
I don't know how much the shield is worth. Holy
How
shit.
much do you have is a better question.
A shield is usually 10 to 20 gold.
So it's gonna take pretty much all your gold if to even have a chance.
You see, my my shield broke. I took a tumble.
Go ahead and give me a deception check on that.
Well,
I took a tumble and I had to throw the shield out.
Nailing it. he goes, I'm deeply sorry for your loss, sir. A craft shield is a thing to be missed by all, but I don't know how it's my place to fill
Yeah.
that void
What a
in your
waste of
life.
a nat 20.
Unfortunately, yeah, that lie. I don't. That wasn't. How was that supposed to
Not a
help?
good lie. That was the
That's
worst
the
lie I
way-
ever heard.
Or well, I broke it, and I'm asking you if I can buy your shield for 3 gold. I can imagine that whoever's your employer might just give you a free shield if you
Go
were
ahead
to.
and now give me a persuasion. You can make it at advantage thanks to
Nice.
the exceptional nature of your lie. This person really feels for you.
That was just like
Unfortunately, though,
best white lie ever.
well, it would be one thing, but I'm new. So I don't want to be the guy who's going around taking multiple shields. So I'm sorry. But I think
I get it.
if you need one, you could probably buy one around here for 5-10 gold pieces.
I appreciate you giving me the chance at least.
Well,
And
found out
I
there's a shield store.
All right, all right.
go to the shield trader.
Okay, you're going to find one of these merchants and attempt to buy a shield.
Yes.
All right. 15 gold.
Yeah, I'll go with this shield.
How much
Just
do you have?
scavenge one off a corpse.
Free. If we all put together our money, can we get our clerical shield?
I think we start with 5 gold each, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd take like all of our money because we spent some of it,
Some
Yeah,
people
we would
start with a
be
couple
broke.
more. Or a
and
couple
then we
less.
won't be able to afford staying at the inn.
That's
Alright,
okay.
Let's find a
can
different. I'm gonna find a different guard with a shield. All right, which
How
is not
about you-
hard.
Why not gamble for it instead of like
Oh,
Russell
wait,
and-
but then I have to put in something that I could
Right.
lose.
No, I'll try this one. Let me find a different guard with a shield and approach him.
There are many guards. Who are you going to? Well, what is your angle here?
I'll look for the one I think looks the most disinterested and jaded.
Okay. Using that, you find someone that seems at least tired.
Hey man, you tired of this job, right?
What's it to you?
Well, I was just thinking maybe you could help me out here. Screw your employer over because I'm, they kind of suck.
What are you talking ill of the guard?
Yeah, come on. I know you're sick of working these long hours. They pay you like crap.
Well,
I would like to sneak away to a secret place.
go ahead and
Yeah,
give me
not with
a
them.
persuasion check as you attempt to convince this man that he is otherwise being taken advantage of by his employers.
Are you going to convince
Play
him
the
to
style
He
of
looks
music.
at you and begins to scratch his chin as if to consider his pay for the first time, and he says, "Well, it has been a while since there was anything extra kicking around in the tin."
Yeah, well, tell you what, just take an extra shield out of storage for me, leave it somewhere, and I'll slip you 3 or 4 gold.
Okay, give me one more persuasion in an attempt to get him to otherwise
Steal office supplies.
steal office supplies, and that will take it. He goes, "You're not with one of the bandits."
No, I just hate seeing these bloated fat guard organizations, running their workers ragged, guarding their wealth while you get none of it.
It's Big God is what it is. Big
Yeah,
God
it's-
is always keeping us down. We
It's-
gotta get our power back. I tell you
Right.
what, I'll leave an extra shield outside of the gate wall by the northeast corner. I'll hide it in some bushes, but I'm going to need my gold up front because I don't want to see you afterwards.
You got it, buddy. You take this 3 gold and you find yourself a better life. Stop working for the man.
Okay, he will take the 3 gold.
All right, and I will go tell my cleric about that shield and where it's gonna be, and I'm gonna go to bed. Also, give me 3 gold.
When did we
In that
become
order.
Hope's Rise? When did we become Occupy Hope's Rise?
I
It's
easily
my
give you.
personality. It's my personality traits.
That's fair.
Yeah,
All
just
artists
play
points,
the
man.
just play the Gloria Russia music.
Yep.
Here's a thing though. I did say I was going to sneak around and try to find a secret place, so I am not aware of this plan. I would like to, in a place where nobody can see me, use disguise self to look like a guard.
Okay. Easy enough. What would you like to do after that?
I would like to go up to the armory and try to requisition a new shield.
Okay. The armory, go ahead and give me an investigation check, not necessarily knowing your way around the inside of the fort.
That's a 15.
With a 15, you're pretty quick on the study, and it becomes evident that the supplies are all being issued from a quartermaster upstairs, and you are able to find the armory and where all of the larder where the food is kept. There are a couple guards going through and making sure that everything's there, as well as moving some things around and issuing some things out and getting fitted for armor. There are a couple of shields there, though. Go ahead and give me a deception check and tell me exactly how you're going to go about trying to requisition this shield.
Not very well, apparently.
Okay, you will be able to make this deception check at advantage because
Okay.
of the disguise self.
It's slightly better. So the idea was basically Kelvin, Kelvin, I believe that's how it's pronounced, would try to look like a little out of breath, as if he just came out of a small scuffle.
Okay.
I just escaped from a few kobolds. Is there any way I could replace the shield I lost in the fight?
With that 11 deception, instead of getting the response that you wanted, while they don't think that you're lying, they say, kobolds? Well, where are the little bastards?
A few paces outside of the fort.
Well,
One nicked me on the back of the foot. Don't think I can take you there.
damn
I
little
should probably
things.
go to the infirmary.
Well, here, we'll get a couple people together. You just don't worry about the shield for the day. Just go back down to the cantina and have a pint.
Thank you, sir. I will obey, and once I'm out of eyesight, I will drop the disguise.
Okay.
Slightly defeated.
After
Of
that,
course, I will then go to the cleric and say, "I'm sorry, I could not get your shield."
At least they didn't ask for your name and identification. That's the real win.
Was Bach able to get the shield that the disgruntled guard left for him?
well, everyone's gonna have to give me an encounter check if everyone's bedding down for the evening.
Did he say he
I'm
was
gonna
leaving
grab-
overnight?
He said he
I
was,
was
gonna,
gonna,
he was gonna do it in a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured that would be we pick it up on the way out.
All right, 81. Interesting. Let's see what that yields. As our players try to rest at the forward fort, hopefully secure within its walls. How are you going to? I mean, what are you sleeping in? Are you tenting outside? Are you going to try and find some sort of room inside the walls? What's your plan for?
Well, if we can camp, we might as well camp as close as they'll let us.
Yeah. I'm okay hoofing it. Or roughing it, rather.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're okay roughing it.
I mean, otherwise it's going to be the barracks, and that place is going to smell like man ass, I'm sure.
So, how far outside of you're just camping directly outside of the walls then?
If they won't let us inside the walls.
Okay. The courtyard's fairly small. It doesn't really facilitate camping. As the lot of you are camping, who is taking watch, if anyone?
As an elf, I can trance without going unconscious.
Okay. So then it will be you, Kelifin, who it is sometime into the night when you become aware of a small bird that is showing just too much interest in your party members' belongings. At first it lands and you think nothing of it, but then it's pecking around and it seems to be cute at first the way that it's showing interest at your companion's travel pack and sort of flipping.
Oh, not for me.
What?
I hate animals. Oh, not for me. I hate animals.
Oh yeah. and flipping the leather straps around. But then soon it begins undoing the buckles with its beak in a unbefore demonstrated display of dexterity and seemingly awareness of what's going on, and it seems to be trying to get into one of your companion's packs.
I will produce a dancing light.
Okay.
In the shape of a humanoid. Have you seen that meme where is it's just this luminous figure sitting at a restaurant booth?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That same kind of figure.
Okay.
Not even walking, just same position, floating over to it.
The bird looks up, is terrified, and flies off.
Hooray!
I will then return to my trance.
Okay. Nothing
Nice
else
one.
happens over the course of the evening.
Cool. Let's go get that shield and set off.
You
Did we by chance level up overnight?
I was just about to say, actually, you will be able to find the shield, and through successfully navigating those two minor encounters, you, and then being able to take a long rest, will actually be able to level. And we're getting right at about the 4-hour mark, so I think we'll take care of getting you 4 leveled up to level 2, and then we'll probably wind it down for tonight. And then if you want to come back on Sunday, you can pick up where you left off, or otherwise the new questers will also start at level 2. So because you are here at the actual transition of the level, that means that you all get to do 2 things. One, you get to both actually go into the Character Mancer and level your character up yourself. So if there are any spells that you would acquire at this time, you can pick them for yourself. And if there's any, at 3rd level, you'd be able to click your class archetype, or, those sorts of things. Different classes can repick stuff as they go, like bards. Now, then the other thing is health. Yes, everyone's going to roll health together in the main chat.
Do we have to roll, or can we take the average?
Oh, you're definitely rolling.
Okay.
Yay! Maximum.
Can I roll one, please?
Minimum.
Brutal for the wizard, nonetheless.
Any chance I could reroll that?
That's not great either.
Okay.
A
Sorry,
2.
was
Wow.
We got one high, one low, and then like
Too low.
yeah, two low, and then one medium. Woof. Well, sorry, folks. But that does mean you are at second level, so you will have some extra class abilities at your disposal, which will make you that much more survivable. You have 3 encounter checks in front of you to get to Hope's Rise, well, to get to the fountain, and it looks like the pathway is pretty clear. There are no giant novas of energy threatening to obliterate the land bridge that you have to get across, so it seems like it's just a matter of following the road.
I will be for those that are listening and give a damn.
All
I
right.
will be taking the evocation School of Magic. Therefore, I can now stand in the middle of an explosion and take no damage
Excellent.
Yes.
as long as I cause the explosion.
The blunt hammer of the magic schools. Simple but oh so effective.
Well, with that, I'll do a quick wind down. Also, we have the next daily prize to award for. Trying to think about who it was that really started this one off. I think that going in the opposite direction of what I did last time, having looked at what happened and us not having a ravenous crowd of people telling me who I should and should not be giving this stone to, I think I'm going to give it out to the late Ressa Havoc, aka Freeze Frame, for so far the only critical failure on a skill or attack roll we've had all game.
I will take it. Thank you.
And if it weren't for that, you may have not gotten mixed up in those undead horrors, and you may not have then triggered that entire party wipe. So, who's to know? Of course, all of you would not be second level by now, if that were the case. So, actually, you would have been. Well, no. I take that back. There's no guarantee you would have been at any level one way or the other. But here you are. You've got a fair amount now more working for you. You've got a safe place to start, if nothing else, next game, as well as that next level of experience. Ressa, aka Freeze Frame, aka the new and powerful, I believe Erithil. What would you like for your prize? You can either select the Picture Jasper or the Variegated Tiger's Eye. 1 stone dark and 1 stone light.
I think I'll take the Jasper.
Okay, excellent. It is, I must say, really beautiful in person. There's a lot of detail that it's hard to capture even with the camera. It's an excellent thing. And of course, it's drilled and wearable, so would you like a brown or black cotton bolo cord with it?
I'll take black.
All right, sure thing. I will get that in the mail for you tomorrow. The thing retails at between $50 to $75, depending on who you talk to. It has never been worn by another human being. It was hand cut by a local lapidary and friend of this show, and will make an excellent and unique reminder of your, at this point, bitter failure that may haunt you for the rest of your days.
Well,
For
the
the
blow
rest
is
of our
stopped.
contestants, I hope that you will join us on Sunday in a chance to win a prize of your own, as there will be another stone replacing this Jasper going into the rotation. As well, there is still the $250 prize awaiting whatever team of people is alive when they reach the fountain at the center of the town. Until next time, the Guild of Mazes is going to creep yet closer still in its quest to see exactly what lies beneath the otherwise placid town of Hope's Rise, suspended so far away from civilization, isolated from the prying eyes of greater powers. The Guild of Mazes will fail at nothing to have its way. I'm really running out of words now late at night, and I'm rambling. So I'm just going to close with So You Think You Can Quest. Thank you very much for watching. This is the quick shout out to our patrons who are making this happen, as well as our contestants who are showing up, and all of the viewers and friends of the show who are helping to get the word out. Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time. Good night and good luck. And here we are at the end of our tale. For now. Until next time. So, you think you can quest?